90 seconds. 90 seconds.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Gareth.
What are you doing?
Making a hot hoisin duck wrap with crisps and a salad garnish. There are chips in the tray if you want some. Take them.
Room service stops at midnight.
That's what I said to Milos, but he said 404 is some guy.
Yeah, 404. He's like this major hospitality manager. He's up prepping for a convention. Treat him sweet, yeah?
And when the hotel swings a big contract, do we all get a pay rise?
You get to keep your jobs.
I should have finished an hour ago.
If you don't like it... Oh, shit. What was that?
Oh my God!
Call the police.
Can you see who it is?
It's all right, sir. Go back into your room.
Anyone we know?
Call the police.
Hi. Yes, ambulance, please.
For God's sake, ELENA, we don't need an ambulance.
Alice?
What?
Facebook will still be there in the morning.
I'm not on Facebook.
It's nearly 1 o'clock.
Nobody uses Facebook anymore, Dad.
What are you doing?
I've got to finish this.
Homework?
And?
Mum would be really proud of you, but it's really
Why do
late.
people say that? It's meaningless. She's dead.
Sweetheart, you need to go to sleep.
So do you.
Look, if there's something bothering you...
I'm just trying to do my homework.
Only you don't seem...
What?
I really want you to be happy again.
Well, I wasn't happy before, Mum, Dad, so it's a pretty stupid thing to say.
Have you thought about what you're going to wear for Sue's wedding?
I'm not wearing a dress.
Find something you really fancy. Doesn't have to be formal. It'll be really crazy. Sue will love it, whatever you wear.
Why would I want to wear something crazy?
I'll leave some cash on the side. You can go into town after school, maybe.
Cash?
I was thinking maybe 50 quid. Is that enough?
I suppose.
More? Oh. Just don't wave it around when you're out. Sorry. Hi, Sue.
Sorry to call you so late, boss. I'm at the Beresford Hotel in town.
Either there's been a suspicious fatality, or you're having second thoughts.
How do you know it isn't both?
Sue, tell me.
Driving licence says he's Maxwell Stephen Foley, 46. Home address is outside Macclesfield somewhere.
20 miles away. People check into a hotel if they're too drunk to drive, or having an affair.
Or a night of pampered luxury, you old cynic.
Pampered luxury, is that what they call it?
Thing is, he wasn't booked in. Technically, the room he fell from was unoccupied.
And he's definitely not staffed.
Which points to someone from the hotel being in there with him. And I've known sex workers who can get hold of a key card if a punter wants to keep it off the books. We haven't found the card, so whoever it was took it with him.
Mobile phone?
Not that we can find.
Wallet?
120 quid and a full pack of credit cards.
Okay.
DC HALE's heading out to Mac right now. He's got family liaison with him.
Witnesses?
Guests were asleep or doing what people do in hotel rooms.
If that involves the misuse of a Corby trouser press, I really don't want to know.
The duty manager, Gareth Moss, and one of the kitchen staff, ELENA Vassilou, found him. They were in here when they heard the crash.
People also go into hotels to commit suicide. We ruling that out?
The uniform who called it in. He's attended 3 jumpers in the last 6 months, and he said it didn't look right to him, so he thought we'd want Socko in straight away before the site got corrupted.
What have you got, Jolene?
A jumper will launch themselves. They don't want to hit things on the way down. They have an outward trajectory, even if it's only a few feet. This guy's dropped like a stone.
Accident?
He cracked the top of his head on the next balcony down, room 508. There's hair, skin, blood on their railing.
He spins and he lands sideways on the bins. See what paths say, but I'd be amazed if he was conscious when he fell.
Already dead?
A vertical dive from one of those Juliet balconies.
The railings are pretty high. It won't be easy.
Alive or not, he was a dead weight when he fell.
There's a fair bit of blood.
I'd expect more. Sure, blood doesn't coagulate internally for 10 hours, give or take, but it's reasonable for the heart to go on beating for a good few seconds. However, if you look here, you can see where this sharp edge on the bin is sliced right through the brachial artery.
Wow, yeah. That's just leakage.
It's nothing like the blood we see in that kind of wound.
You'll have to ask the team upstairs the likelihood of this happening by chance.
Mike's up in 608 now.
Thanks, Jolene.
Oh, hey, Sue.
What?
Seat covers.
Seat covers?
For the reception.
Oh, right. What about them?
Embroidered or plain? White or ivory?
Seat covers?
£12 a pop. With the sash.
What's the sash for?
Seriously, John, don't ask.
I hear you're having wedding favours. I'm looking forward to finding out what those are exactly.
A nice, simple ceremony in a register office and out to the pub to get bladdered. What happened?
You're getting married in a swimming pool.
A classic monument to Manchester's Edwardian heritage.
Ah, it'll be brilliant.
That's what I keep telling myself.
Should I bring my armbands?
I hate you.
Hi, boss.
Ooh, the last time I saw you with a face like that was when DC Novak got you a quinoa salad instead of a sausage roll.
No, this is weirder.
The bed looks used.
There's no luggage, no belongings, no one's used the toiletries.
Or nicked them. That's definitely fishy.
Bog's not been used either.
How do you know?
It's still got that bit of paper around it. Why did they do that?
To make our job easier, Mike.
There's no sign of a struggle.
Which is consistent with suicide.
There's no note. And no phone.
We're sure it's this room he fell from.
The window was open.
There's prints on the window, fibres on the Juliet railing. And we know he hit the next one down.
Oh, kidding. Sure, I'll tell him.
Sue?
That was DC Holiday picking up the CCTV. Turns out floor 6 hasn't had working CCTV for the last month.
Oh. Is the duty manager still here?
And ELENA Vassalou, they're both downstairs.
Mike, crack on with the guests. Preliminary interviews, contact IDs, rough timelines for the last 10 hours, DNA and prints.
Boss, there's got to be 70 rooms in this hotel.
Prioritise anyone checking out in the morning.
And when you pick up with staff tomorrow, that includes anyone who knocked off during the evening.
Door opening.
When Nathan starts on the CCTV, let's get a gallery going of any non-residents, non-staff, anywhere in the hotel.
I'm on it.
You're confident it's not suicide?
If you see that uniform, tell him it was a good call.
No, I don't know him. I mean, he's not a regular guest or anything.
Can you tell me if he's ever stayed here?
2 ticks.
Anything?
Nothing on the system. Assuming he's used his own name.
Is it common for non-residents to be in your rooms?
They're not supposed to be, but so how would I know?
Well, it's well known this hotel is frequented by sex workers.
If guests invite people into their rooms for that kind of thing, there's not a lot I can do about it. People have sex in hotels, duh.
Duh. 608 wasn't booked out to anyone. How did he get in?
The door was open.
Could he have been given a key card off the books?
If it was off the books, I wouldn't know about that either.
But you admit it does happen.
That's not what I said.
Do you know any of the regular sex workers by name?
Regular sex workers?
Do you or don't you?
Maybe. 1 or 2, but...
But what?
If I give you their names, is there any way you could maybe not tell my head office that I know the girls?
I'll let them know how helpful you've been. Is that fair?
Is that everything?
Were you aware that the CCTV on floor 6 had been out of commission for the last 4 weeks?
Yes.
Any reason it wasn't fixed?
Well, if you do speak to head office, you ask them that.
Who else knew the cameras were out on 6?
The security, me, the day manager. No one else as far as I know. It's not something you want to advertise.
Yes, it's been out for weeks. Everybody knows.
Everybody?
Even if the Spangorameni coughed up the cash to fix it.
Spangora what?
Spangorameni, it's Greek. It's like a mean person or a tight word.
Got you.
Even if they did, someone would probably rip out the wire or two, by accident, of course.
Are you saying someone sabotaged the cameras on 6?
What? No, but everyone knows where the CCTV isn't working. Sometimes people borrow a room if they need it.
You mean like for sex?
I guess, sometimes. The girls know where the cameras are.
Sex workers?
They're not all women, of course. Milo's on the desk, he has men come in. They slip him a few 20s for somewhere a bit more discreet and nothing on the register.
Sounds like Six is the place to be.
There was a big card game up there last week after Cockles.
Sorry, after what?
Cockles, it's a bar we all go to after shift. Everyone goes, from the restaurants to hotels.
Like a club?
They shut at 3, so sometimes it's all back to the Beresford.
When I worked in a restaurant, 12-hour shifts, it was all I could do to get back in the next morning.
I get a real high sometimes, adrenaline. And then it's like I get so tired I can't get to sleep. If you crash out in the room, it saves a journey next day. Slip housekeeping, a bit of cash, no one's wiser.
Did you use room 608 last week?
I can't remember, maybe. This place is hardly ever full.
Do you get many people from outside joining you? I mean, people who don't work at the Beresford.
Sure.
But you definitely don't recognise this man?
Please, I don't want to look at his face again.
Could he have been at one of those get-togethers after Cockles?
All the kitchens, like, we know each other. People come and go, but a guy like that, in a suit, he's not one of us, if that's what you're asking.
Boss. Boss, wake up.
What's the time?
8:30.
Oh, Alice.
It's okay, I rang her.
What?
She's fine.
What did she say?
She was halfway to school, it's all sorted.
Was she angry?
She was a bit pissed off that I rang her when she was talking to her mates.
I'll text her.
Coffee and a bacon butty on your desk.
Briefing in half an hour.
You need to leave me alone.
Morning.
Boss.
Max Foley. What have we got?
46, ex-army. He was in the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, 1991 to 2006. 2008, he sets up a logistics company out of Macclesfield, Maxwell Foley Solutions. Pretty successful, if the website's anything to go by.
What is logistics?
It's like supply chain management, facilities relocation.
You're reading that, Mike. You've got no idea.
Moving stuff around, basically.
And charging an arm and a leg for it.
Where are we up to with next of kin?
There's a wife, Vicky. Neighbours say they don't see her much because she spends most of the year at the Foley's villa in Catalonia. Border agency had her flying out of JOLENE 2 weeks ago. Christmas in the sun, I guess.
Without a husband?
They've got a boy, Harry. He's 13, but he's at boarding school in Shrewsbury. Just gone back today.
Close family unit.
I've got a number, but there's no reply.
We've got Spanish police trying to track her down.
For God's sake, keep a lid on this. I don't want that kid finding out before we've spoken to his mum.
We need to get in Maxwell Foley Solutions. We'll have to tell them.
Give the Spanish an hour. Let's get a warrant for the house, in case we can't find Mrs. Foley. And I want family liaison ready in Shrewsbury to make the worst day of Harry's life not as bad as it could be.
Boss.
Okay. Any more from soccer?
Actually, yes.
What?
The prints on the window in 608 match Foley's.
So he was alive when he fell?
And levitating.
I'm not in the mood for cryptic, DS Kelly.
There are fibres, DNA all over the window and the balcony, but nothing in the rest of the room. If Foley was in the bed, he was in a sterile forensic suit. Socko say the prints don't conform to someone pulling themselves onto the Juliet balcony. They're flat on the inside of the window frames, as if pushing himself away rather than gripping the outside of the sill to pull himself onto the railing.
What does that tell us?
He was fighting someone off.
There's no other sign of a struggle.
Let's see what paths say. Any useful CCTV yet?
We're still collecting cameras. We don't have floor 6, but we should be able to get a decent picture of movement around the hotel and surrounding streets.
NPR have picked up Foley's Range Rover going into the multi-storey on Burley Street. Forensics are heading there now.
With a start point and an end point, that'll speed things up.
What we do know is that Foley came into reception around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. He was demanding to see the manager.
Gareth Moss?
Moss was late for his shift. So reception told Foley to come back later, but Foley hangs around. And the next thing, head chef finds him snooping around the kitchens. Foley starts kicking off, so chef Marek Baran Kia,
Bang, you off check.
All right, smart ass. So, Baran, what you said, calls security, but before they get there, Foley suddenly turns tail and leaves the hotel, quiet as a lamb.
But he's in room 608 8 hours later. It's got to be connected.
Do we know what it was about?
Not had a chance to speak to the chef yet. I got all this from John Pope on security.
John Pope? Who was that dodgy custody sergeant at Malden Street Nick?
It had all finished by the time he got there.
Other witnesses?
Evening shift was just kicking off, so there was a couple of other kitchen staff there with Polish names I can't pronounce. And the kitchen porter, Terry Quinn.
What about ELENA Vasilou?
Who?
The prep chef who found Foley. She was adamant she didn't recognise him, but if she was there all afternoon...
Pope didn't mention her. He said the Poles kind of stick together. A lot of kitchens are like that, apparently.
Yeah. She's Greek, and a lot easier to pronounce.
Let's talk to them when they come in for the lunchtime shift.
That's a job for you, DC Novak.
Moja przyjemność.
Thinks she just asked me out.
Gareth Moss has given me a list of sex workers he says are regulars at the Beresford. Can you work your magic, Sue?
Call me Paul Daniels.
Anything from the guests?
The Beresford's in for a lot of really crap reviews on TripAdvisor.
My wife and I came for a romantic break, but was ruined by the poor plumbing and the body that smashed into our Juliet balcony in the middle of the night.
2 stars.
Lack of brace injuries confirm he wasn't conscious when he fell. There's bruising, but nothing like what you'd expect from this kind of impact. We'll test for leukotriene B4, but looking at the bleed patterns, I'd say he was already dead when he hit the ground.
Leukotriene?
Produced by the body as a response to tissue damage. If you're already dead, no leukotriene.
Time of death?
If you can find out when he last ate...
Smells like curry to me.
It's not very digested, so 2 hours from that meal, certainly no more than 3.
Is that a peanut?
Blood alcohol is 0.08, so my guess is he was eating nuts in a bar before he went for the curry.
Consistent with a night of moderate to heavy drinking.
A couple of pints, a few glasses of wine.
Prints on the window frame?
Could have been put there post-mortem.
You've seen a few faked suicides in your time. How does it compare?
This isn't just about faking suicide.
Go on.
Whoever did this dropped him head first. Take a look. These are impact fractures, but can you see that?
Oh, what am I looking at?
Hang on, a bit more light. There.
You think that bruise is ante-mortem?
Best guess, that's what killed him, and it didn't happen in room 608 either.
How do you know?
Come and have a look at this. Because this is embedded in the skin. Have a look.
Dust? Very fine grit?
No, concrete, I'd say. It needs analysing, but the courtyard has cobbles, stone sets, and of course he landed on the bins. He didn't impact with the ground at all. There's nothing like this in any of the other wounds.
Hi there. Don't leave a message and don't listen to them.
Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, I really hope you do listen to this one, as it's from me. Look, I'm sorry about this morning. I'm really trying to watch my hours. But you know what it's like, if something kicks off in the middle of the night. The point is, I swore to you I wouldn't let work take over again, and I meant every word of that. So please, don't give up on me. Once I get this investigation under control, well, you don't need to know the gory details. The main thing I want you to know is, I love you. You're the most important thing.
To listen to your message, press 1. To re-record your message, press 2.
Yeah, hi, sweetheart, it's me. I just wanted to say... If I'm a bit late, use that clothes money. Get yourself a takeaway. I've got Sue on the line, I'll have to take this. We'll chat when I'm home, okay? See you later. Hi, Sue.
Just had Spain on the line. They've found Vicky Foley. She's heading to the airport right now.
Let's have family liaison at arrivals. And I want a team ready at the house.
TLC and softly surveillance.
Computers, paperwork, if we can do this without a warrant.
Oh, and I've got a lead on one of the sex workers.
Let me know if you get anything.
Hello, Beresford, how can I...
How's it going, Mike?
Interesting.
As in?
think you're about to find out.
You didn't say anything about pestering my staff for their fingerprints and DNA.
And if I had?
I might have had something to say.
Along the lines of trying to obstruct an investigation?
I've got 78 rooms to turn around and 3 of my housekeeping team have gone AWOL. And that's before I get half my guests posting reviews online about being treated like murder suspects.
Half?
OK, 2. But one of them's out there now being interviewed by Northwest tonight.
Have we got names for the missing staff?
Zara Adu, ASADI QADIR and Amina Ahmed. And a Carl McElhatton from the kitchen who was due in an hour ago.
Can you think of a reason why some of your low-paid housekeeping staff might be reluctant to speak to the police?
They knock off at 3:30 in the afternoon. It won't be them.
According to security, ASADI QADIR was in the building.
We always have one housekeeping on duty. But they're cleaners. They're not murderers.
So you'll be happy to show us all the relevant paperwork concerning their employment?
I'll need to consult head office.
Maximum 5 years for employing an illegal worker. You might get off with a fine if you cooperate.
20,000 quid.
Better than going to prison, though.
I'll get you what you need.
Wait a second.
What now?
According to your reception staff, Max Foley was looking for you yesterday afternoon.
I told you I didn't see him.
Do you know what it was about?
Not a clue.
And you've never had any contact with a Max Foley?
No, I've never heard of this guy, and I wish I hadn't heard of him now.
What about this Carl McElhatton?
He was in the kitchen until 11.
Prioritise him and QADIR.
QADIR's Afghan. Might have a connection to Foley's military history. The regiment were there in 2002 and then back in 2006, just before he left the army.
And the tussle in the kitchens. Was McElhatton involved?
Terry Quinn should have just got in.
Kitchen porter. Let's go.
Is it?
What?
Is it the same guy?
We just want your account of what happened yesterday afternoon.
Right.
Go on.
I don't know. I mean, it was nothing, really.
Humour me.
I just got back for the dinner shift. I've got to sort of, like, make sure everyone's got the kit they need, sort of thing.
Did you see the altercation between the chef and Mr. Foley?
I heard some shouting. He was trying to get into the freezer.
The freezer?
A big walk-in freezer.
What were they shouting about?
I don't know. That's why I went in.
And then what?
Chef told me to get security.
And did you?
Well, yeah, but this guy, he kind of went, so that's what I mean. Nothing really happened.
Who else witnessed this?
Me, Kazi Khayyam, he's the sous chef, and Carl, he's pastor. He turned up at the end.
Carl McElhatton?
Yeah.
Do you know where Carl is today?
No.
And can you account for your movements, Mr. Quinn?
Clean-up went on for a bit, but I got away about 11:30ish, I think.
And then?
Went down Cockles.
Anything else out of the ordinary?
Don't think so.
Don't think so?
Keep my head down, get on with my job. I mean, they all know each other. I don't speak Polish, so if stuff's kicking off, I wouldn't know.
So it's only you, Carl, and ELENA Vasilou who aren't Polish?
I need to be getting back.
1 more minute.
I know people think it's a rubbish job, but if the KP ain't on it, the whole operation goes down.
How long have you worked here, Mr. Quinn?
3 months, something like that.
And where were you before?
Nowhere.
Respectfully, you look like you've been around.
Do I have to say?
It would be helpful.
I was homeless. Off my head. I don't remember a lot of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Teddy.
I'm coming.
Chef says he's going to put your testicles on a kebab skewer.
I have to go.
Have you been up to the 6th floor recently?
The 6th floor?
Have you?
Are you going to tell Moss about this?
Gareth Moss isn't party to the investigation.
There's no CCTV up on 6, so if a room's empty, some of us, if we can't be asked to go home after Cockles...
And what do you do in the rooms there?
Drink, stuff.
Drugs? Sex?
Not me. Not these days. Play cards, crash out.
And when was the last time you did this?
Last week.
Have you ever seen Mr. Foley at any of these after-work gatherings?
No.
OK. Thank you, Mr. Quinn.
Can I go?
Uniform will be along later. We need your print and a DNA swab.
DNA?
It's just to rule people out. Is there a problem with that?
No. Makes sense.
Diana?
Oh, come on, you've got to be kidding me.
Sit down.
Not doing anything.
What's that, cappuccino?
It's a flat white, if you must know.
Excuse me. Can we have 2 more of these, please?
No problem.
What do you want?
I heard you were working the hotels.
And?
I suppose it's marginally safer than getting into a punter's car.
The word you're looking for is salubrious.
Oh, I've heard the Albion called many things.
It's a Grade 2 listed building. That means it's antique.
I didn't know you liked antiques, Diana.
As long as they pay what they owe, I'm not one to judge.
She's here all week. Don't forget to tip the waitress.
What?
Gareth Moss says he's seen you at the Beresford.
Has he put in a complaint? That's rich coming from him, the cheeky little...
Come on, Diana. You know what happened last night.
If some bloke wants to jump out of a window, it's not to do with me.
He didn't jump.
Like I said.
Where were you working?
Talk to my lawyer. Trust me, I know a few.
We'll have you on CCTV if you were there, so you can tell me now, or we can haul you in for questioning later.
No CCTV on the 6th floor.
Come on, Diana. How long have we known each other?
Don't go spreading that around. I've been telling them I'm 25.
There you are, ladies.
Thank you.
Oh.
How's Travis?
He's with my mum. Social did one of them friends and family fostering things. See him twice a week. And they've said it can be unsupervised now, so I don't have some snotty bitch looking down her nose at me the whole time.
How old is he now?
11. He started big school this year. Can't believe it.
The guy who died last night, he's got a kid. A son, 2 years older than Travis.
Are you seriously trying to guilt trip me?
If it gets you to help us, yeah, of course I am. It'd mean a lot if we could find out who did this to his dad.
It weren't me.
Did I say that? If you were there, or you or any of your mates saw anything...
I won't tell you.
And if there's someone throwing people out of windows... Think about that the next time you knock on a hotel door.
There was a bloke in the lift, the service lift. John on security lets me in the back way.
What time?
Midnight, a bit after.
So this man...
He's one of the housekeeping lot. ASADI. I've seen him round loads, but thinking about it, what's he doing pushing a laundry trolley around in the middle of the night?
That's what they do, isn't it?
When we get out of the lift on 6, it's so heavy. The wheels get stuck and he has to give it a right old shove. But if a punter calls housekeeping in the middle of the night, it's to sort a toilet or just spilt wine on the bed. Well, that's a plunger or a mop or a spare sheet at most.
Did he say anything?
Nah. Housekeeping are like, well, a lot of them are sort of religious, so they get a bit snotty with us lot. Know what I mean?
Did you see anything else?
Heard the crash, saw Foley down in the courtyard and thought, this place is going to be crawling with filth.
Who could she be referring to?
So she legs it with the punter's cash, which was a win-win for her because they hadn't got down to business yet and she knew he couldn't exactly go to trading standards.
Mike, any joy on Carl Michael Hatton?
It's funny you should mention that because Mrs. McElhatton's first name is actually Joy.
You're kidding.
Straight up. Lives in Romley with her 2 sons, Andrew and Paul.
Does she know where he is?
As far as Joy McElhatton's concerned, Carl is now working as a pasta chef on a Mediterranean cruise ship.
You're making this up.
So we're trying to find McElhatton's car and it shows up heading into the Royce estate outside Rochdale.
Can I guess where this is going?
DC HALE heads up there, knocks on the door. It's answered by a Christine Barrett, a sweet little toddler called Annie. Sean says, do you know a Carl McElhatton? She says, no, never heard of him. Sean says, well, that's his car outside. So Christine says, no, it's not. That's my husband's. Sean makes a face, and so she shouts her husband.
And it's Carl McElhatton.
Except now he's Carl Barrett. And he's in deep doo-doos for having 2 wives.
And 3 really confused kids who'll never trust anyone again.
CCTV's up when you're ready, boss.
That's QADIR. There.
Could be anything in that trolley.
Diana's right, you can see how heavy it is.
Enough for a body.
Which camera is this?
Basement 3. That's the bottom of the service lift adjacent to the laundry.
Anything inside the lift?
Not the service lift, sorry.
Hang on. It's your mate, Diana.
She's crystal clear that ASADI got out with her on 6, but she didn't stop to see which room he went to.
Does he come back?
2 secs. Yep. Here. 6 minutes later.
Before Foley falls out of 608.
But the trolley's gone.
Okay. We need ASADI and we need that trolley. Presumably Socko checked the whole floor.
As far as I know.
Get them down to the basement straight away. Tell them to start at the laundry and work outwards from there. Tell Nathan to trawl the CCTV again. That trolley's been on a journey and we've missed it. It's got to be somewhere.
On it. Hi, Jolene. Yes.
What have we got on Foley?
You still at the babysitter?
Looks like him going into the hotel at
16:38. Scroll forward. Stop.
17 minutes. He's back on the street.
Pause it there.
He's on his mobile.
Just after the set 2 in the kitchens.
Can't find the phone. But the weird thing is, we can't find a phone account registered to Max Foley or his company.
A pay-as-you-go is his only phone. For a business like his, doesn't seem likely.
Hey, Sue, which of these is the next Foley clip?
Nathan's still trying to track him to that courier house, but he comes back to the hotel here around 11 p.m.
11:06.
And then a bus stops right in front of the camera, and when it moves...
He's gone.
There's nothing on the reception cameras, so presumably he went up the side alley to the service entrance.
Which isn't covered.
Oh, shit.
That's the last sighting we have of him. The other end of the alley is a blind spot, so there are 4 of the kitchen staff whose movements we haven't been able to verify.
Which ones?
Chef...
Baran Kirov, check.
McElhatton, Terry Quinn, and Agnieszka Miskevich. There's a rat run to Cockles the other way. Yeah, hi, Jolene.
That was quick.
She was already down there. She's way ahead of us, Mike. Sorry, Jolene, what was that? Uh-huh.
If this is about seat covers...
I don't think they do them in car park blood spatter.
Are you serious?
We found our scene of crime.
Turns out I was practically standing on it.
But a few sprays of luminol.
Stick on the UV.
Et voila.
Blood spatter.
Strange place.
There's no cast-off spatter.
I think the body was in transit. Maybe it was flipped over on its way into the service lift. That's the service bay to the laundry there.
The lift's just through that door.
The assailant is picking the body up and tipping it into a laundry basket.
Could ASADI QADIR pick up a big fella like Foley on his own?
So if there was an attack, where did it happen?
Behind you.
What am I looking at?
Back of that pillar.
Looks clean to me.
Scrubbed to within an inch of its life. You could eat your dinner off that. It's a car park. It's full of grime and dust.
Concrete dust?
If it doesn't match the dust found in the abrasions on Foley's scalp, I'll
Get married in a swimming pool?
Hey.
And it's a blind spot.
Camera here, on the barrier. And there, on the guest spaces.
But from here to the door, it's blind.
Unless the service bay is open, in which case you'd be picked up on the interior camera.
Judging by the fag ends, it's a popular hangout.
We're back where we started. Everyone in the hotel knows it's a blind spot.
So narrow it down.
Whoever's behind this is forensically aware.
Up to a point.
Foley knew his attacker.
Do we know that?
He's hung around all afternoon and come back here to meet them.
After the row with the kitchen staff?
The attacker is strong enough to lift a 14-stone dead weight.
Assuming they were working alone.
Given that QADIR wasn't in the room when Foley fell, then if he is involved, he's definitely only one part of the puzzle.
Well, we won't know until we speak to him.
They didn't have prawn cocktail.
I said a half. I've got to get back to Alice.
I'll finish it for you.
Wedmin getting on top of you?
Wedmin?
Isn't that what they call it?
I don't think so, Mike.
They do. I read it in a magazine.
Actually, there is something I want to ask you, John.
If it's marriage advice, I'm definitely the wrong person.
Don't say that, boss. Even as a joke.
Sue, you were going to ask me something.
As you may have gleaned, it's all got a bit out of control. I'm gritting my teeth, shutting my eyes and hoping I don't have an aneurysm before it's all over.
Sounds like me at Flamingo Land.
I was going to do a Megan and walk myself down the aisle.
Does a swimming pool have an aisle?
That's just it. It's all got so mental. I think I really do need someone by my side.
What about your dad?
I don't even know if he's gonna come.
Seriously?
Which is why I was wondering.
What? Me?
Well, you're as much family as, well, my actual family. I can't think of anyone I'd want more.
Hello? I'm available.
You're just there to make up the minimum spend at the bar.
Fair dues. That's a major responsibility.
John?
I don't know what to say.
Dear Tanner?
Think about it.
Okay, we're on our way.
On our way where?
No one's over the limit, are they?
I was hoping to be.
It's ASADI QADIR. Just been spotted getting on the northbound tram at Boston Metrolink.
10 minutes drive?
Think we can chase it down?
It's a tram. De-escalate.
Okay.
This tram is short and profitable. Next stop.
I'll take the centre doors.
What? That's him!
Where?
There!
Police! Hold the tram! ASADI QADIR.
What? What? I hadn't do anything.
Then you won't mind coming with us to answer a few questions.
Help me, stop that! I am not the man! I am not the man!
ASADI QADIR, I'm arresting you on suspicion of the murder of Max Foley. Sue!
Please, somebody help me! I didn't do anything!
ASADI QADIR, I'm arresting you on suspicion of the murder of Max Foley. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention from question something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
No passport. Nothing from UK border or immigration or counter-terrorism. Nothing on his prints, facial recognition, biometrics. We're running his DNA.
So we have no idea if ASADI QADIR is even his real name?
I'd be surprised if it was.
I'm here.
That looks sore.
Just 2 stitches.
Nice takedown, Sue.
Not lucky.
It's the last time I complain about one of those 10-ton pushchairs blocking the tram doors.
You okay to do this, Mike?
It'd be a pleasure.
No comment.
You didn't look.
No comment.
Look. Look at the picture. Do you know this man?
No.
You've never seen him before at any time?
If you not believe me, why I answer?
Let's see if we can jog your memory.
I'm showing Mr. QADIR video BHB3.
Is that you, ASADI?
No comment.
We believe that to be you. Entering the service lift of the Beresford Hotel 8 minutes past midnight this morning.
No comment.
What's in the laundry trolley?
No comment.
We have a witness placing you on the 6th floor less than a minute later, shortly before Max Foley fell from room 608.
Did you take the laundry trolley into room 608?
That camera, it showed me leaving the lift in 5 minutes.
What was in the laundry basket, ASADI?
No comment.
Without a passport, ID, or any recognised residency status, you're not in a good position here. If you want that to change, I suggest you start cooperating.
You have no evidence I hurt this man. But whatever I say, it ends the same for me. Immigration removal, I am deported. Unless you stop me be deported, there is no reason me say anything.
Are you claiming asylum?
Can you stop me be deported? Do you have power?
I can talk to the people that do.
Do they care what you say? Send me to immigration removal.
We can hold you for 24 hours, longer if we suspect you of a serious crime.
I'm on camera. You know it cannot be me. I am innocent. You know it.
Assaulting a police officer?
2 stitches. Thank you very much.
So I'm deported. It all ends up the same.
No, actually. You'll be remanded in custody at HMP Manchester.
Why?
You'll go in front of a district judge in the morning and be remanded in custody, as obviously you are likely to abscond.
Mr. Zone, please don't send me to Manchester prison.
Why not? Why not, ASADI? ASADI?
Because I will never come home.
The maximum sentence is 6 months. It's unlikely he'd serve the full term. ASADI.
Where I come from, you can forget how to tell right from wrong. You have to do things, bad things, so you can wake up next day, but I'm still here. Still alive.
Yes, you are.
What does that tell you?
It tells me that you should speak to an immigration lawyer.
No country wants me, Mr. Zone. It is best I am nobody, invisible.
No one can live like that, ASADI.
You have no idea the things I do. Things that make you sick right here, things that make you spit at me.
I'm not spitting at you, ASADI.
There are men in prison who kill me.
Then help me, and I can keep you out of there. That is something I have the power to do.
He gave me £50.
Who did?
He said if I don't take a basket up to 608, he will tell the authorities.
Who was this, ASADI?
It happened all the time.
DCI Stone asked you a question.
Things come into service bay. They have to be moved around. They threaten to report you if you don't do it. If you're lucky, you get £10, £20. I didn't look what it was, but it was heavy. Very heavy. If you're illegal, you do as you're told and don't ask questions.
Who gave you the money, ASADI?
The kitchen porter, Terry Quinn.
86 on asparagus.
Terry Quinn, where is he?
He's not here.
Mike, Sue, check through there.
Boss?
On it.
No, wait, he's gone. He went out for a smoke about an hour ago and never came back. I'd keep away from Chef if I were you.
Have you rung him?
He's not answering.
Mike, do we have an address?
Long side.
Come on.
Uniforms say they never got his prints or DNA.
Whoa, it's here.
That's a halal butcher, Mike.
A closed halal butcher.
It's the flat upstairs. Entrance will be around the back. Get some uniform. Watch the front.
Boss?
You sure this is the right place?
17A, definitely.
Police! Open the door! You see anything?
Dunno. Hang on. Something's moving in the hall. No, he's gone.
Get it open.
Sir.
Right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Police! Police! No one move! Police! Terry Quinn, you're under arrest.
In Stone, DCI Stone was played by Hugo Speer, D.I. Tanner by Craig Cheetham, and D.S. Sue Kelly by Deborah McAndrew. ELENA was played by Lizzie Stavrou, Terry Quinn by Jason Doan, JOLENE by Angela Lonsdale, ASADI and GARETH by George Bukhari, and Alice by Millie Gibson. Stone was created by Danny Brocklehurst. It was written by Martin Jameson and directed by Nadia Molinari. A BBC Radio Drama North production.
I should have finished an hour ago.
If you don't like it. What was that? Call the police.
Hi. Yes, ambulance, please.
God's sake, ELENA, we don't need an ambulance.
The duty manager, Gareth Moss, and one of the kitchen staff, ELENA Vasilou, found him. They were in here when they heard the crash. Driving licence says he's Maxwell Stephen Foley, 46. Home address is outside Macclesfield somewhere.
20 miles away. People check into a hotel if they're too drunk to drive or having an affair.
This guy's dropped like a stone.
Accident?
He cracked the top of his head on the next balcony down, room 508. There's hair, skin, blood on their railing.
He spins and he lands sideways on the bins. See what Path say, but I'd be amazed if he was conscious when he fell.
Already dead.
I think the body was in transit. Maybe it was flipped over on its way into the service lift. That's the service bay to the laundry there.
The lift's just through that door.
The assailant is picking the body up and tipping it into a laundry basket.
He gave me £50.
Who did?
He say if I don't take a basket up to 608, he will tell the authorities.
Who was this, ASADI?
It happened all the time.
DCI Stone asked you a question.
I didn't look what it was, but it was heavy. Very heavy. If you're illegal, you do as you're told and don't ask questions.
Who gave you the money, ASADI?
The kitchen porter. Terry Quinn.
Please! No one move! Terry Quinn, you're under arrest. Or not. That's a door curtain, Mike.
It looked like someone moving.
Kitchen clear! Bedroom clear!
Did you think he was wearing a caftan?
Bathroom clear!
It might have been.
Not judging by this lot.
Are all those drawers full?
Looks like it.
Boxes on the radiator.
He was in a hurry.
Maybe he hasn't gone.
Oh, he's gone, all right. And he's been back here first.
You sure?
What can't you see, Mike?
I'll need a clue.
What if I said I don't think Terry's too handy with a duster?
Which leaves a good few shiny envelope shapes on the mantelpiece.
No post. No bills, not even any junk mail.
I reckon there were some pictures just here.
Fridge magnets on the floor.
No sign of a Wi-Fi router. If he was accessing the internet, then he was doing it through a mobile.
So he's left his smalls, but taken anything resembling a data trail.
This is the same guy who just dodged a DNA test. It doesn't make sense.
Get forensics in here. He's got to have missed something.
Boss.
Oi! What's going on?
Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
Apart from you people smashing the door in?
Mr. Quinn is wanted in connection with a very serious offence.
You only had to knock at the shop. You know, the big butcher is just downstairs.
To be fair, Mr. Ibrahim, your shutters were down.
I was cashing up, doing the accounts. Look, this is my property. I have nothing to hide.
You can put in a claim for compensation.
Look, there are no terrorists here. Okay? If that's what you're thinking.
I'm not thinking that.
Well, that racist who runs the hardware shop over the road, he will be. So if you can let him know, it would be most appreciated.
Have you seen Mr. Quinn today?
I saw him go off to work, like usual this morning.
Has he been back?
I doubt it. He does long hours.
If he came back during the day, would you know?
Well, I can hear him moving around upstairs, yes.
And have you? Today?
Well, not exactly.
When was this not exactly?
About 2 hours ago. Shop was busy, but I went out into the yard as soon as I could, up the steps. Had a look through the door. You get a lot of break-ins around here. A lot of break-ins. You want to write that down?
Was this a break-in?
No. No, it was definitely all locked up.
So what do you think you heard?
Thin walls. Sometimes it's next door. The kids are very noisy.
Does Terry have people staying over?
But that's his own business. But I've never seen anyone.
No visitors at all?
There was a girl once, but she didn't stay over. She was young. Too young for him. I thought maybe she was his daughter.
Describe her.
20, maybe. Pretty. I didn't really get a good look, but big curly hair.
Have you ever seen this man?
No.
Did Terry ever mention someone called Max Foley?
No. I've never had any trouble with Mr. Quinn.
How long has he been living in your flat?
3 months, maybe 3.5. He's a good tenant. Very quiet. Never late on his rent.
Do you know where he was before?
The tenancy was arranged by a homeless charity. I like to do my bit for the community.
Any paperwork you have would be really helpful.
I can't believe Terry has done anything wrong. He took my son to the Macron to see the match for his 16th birthday. I was working. If it had been a decent team, I might have been jealous.
get my message?
Yeah, but I didn't fancy a takeaway.
Okay.
I made that tuna pasta thing we used to have. There's some in the oven if you're hungry.
Yeah, starving. It's okay, I'll get it.
You know that shop in the Northern Quarter I like?
The really expensive one?
Yeah, well, there's like this amazing pair of shoes in there. I think I could get my whole outfit for Sue's wedding.
Whatever it costs.
Well, they've got a sale, but it finishes tomorrow.
It's fine. If you can't get there, I'll give you the extra cash.
Well, I was thinking you could, I don't know, pick me up from school?
Sweetheart. Look, I know I promised to be around for you more, but I just have to get this case ticking over. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow.
Of course. Yeah, it's okay. It was just a thought.
Anyway, you don't want your dad hanging around like a spare part while you're trying to get yourself some cool threads.
Cool threads?
Well, do you?
No, I suppose not.
It smells delicious.
And was it?
No, it was dry, and I think she'd put half a jar of nutmeg in it or something.
Plus, you just had steak pie and chips with me and Mike.
Don't forget the mushy peas.
It was really sweet of her.
Tuna pasta bake was one of Kat's favourites. I never liked it when we were together.
But she made it and you ate it, John. That's the point.
Good morning, everyone. OK, so first up, what do we have on Terry Quinn?
One bank account, nothing dodgy that I can see, but it's only been open since last October. No credit cards, no passport, parents dead, no siblings, no driving licence, and he doesn't own a car. Basically, no photo ID.
The Invisible Man.
He was long-term homeless, it's hardly a surprise.
Or he's changed his name.
He's got the weathered skin, the knackered voice, depression written all over him. He's not been living in a penthouse.
There's nothing on the PNC under Terry Quinn, but we'll get a better idea once we get his DNA from the flat.
Get back to the Beresford. Someone has to have a picture on their phone. Check out his NI record.
On it.
He's been working in that kitchen for 3 months. Get whatever you can. Snippets, anecdotes, when he picks the fluff out of his navel.
Ew.
Let's build a portrait. Right now, the only thing I know for sure is that he supports Bolton Wanderers.
No wonder he's depressed.
Oh, that's my team.
All right, his landlord saw him with a young woman. Long, dark, curly hair. Who is she? OK, Max Foley. Anything on the Range Rover?
Only that it's recently had its front windscreen replaced. There's a chit in the glove compartment dated 4 days ago.
Sat-nav history?
Nothing that doesn't fit with his business. Depots, industrial estates, offices.
Have we found his phone details yet?
Sorry, boss.
You're missing something. There's no way someone like Foley doesn't have a listed phone.
We've got him on CCTV in the Agristar Indian restaurant making a 15-minute phone call. Looks pretty intense.
What time?
9:15.
Which puts time of death anywhere between 11:15 and 12:15.
We've got him visiting 4 other hotels prior to the incident at the Beresford. Then he's down in pints in the Abbott's Arms for 4 hours before he heads off for that curry.
Sounds like he was looking for someone. Or something.
And he found it at the Beresford.
So what was it?
Vicky Foley was fine about letting us take Max's computers. And we've got 8 boxes of very entertaining paperwork for DC Tolliday's team to plough through.
What, Bolton Wanderers? Let's hope they do it better than playing football.
Oh, yes, everyone's a comedian.
Come on, focus. We're talking about a murder victim here.
I've said we'll get out to Macclesfield as soon as we're done here.
Let's do it. Was anything troubling him? Did you sense there was anything he wasn't telling you?
You're assuming Max was that deep? Sorry. Was that the wrong thing to say?
A lot of ex-servicemen have PTSD that can remain buried for years. It can affect their behaviour, the decisions they make.
And Max did tours of Bosnia, Iraq, Northern Ireland.
Loved every minute of it.
Sierra Leone, Afghanistan.
Not every soldier leaves the forces a broken shell. You've been watching too many documentaries.
Actually, I come from an army family myself.
Well, they used to really piss Max off.
My dad was a chaplain with the 2nd Staffs.
Probably bumped into him at some point. Max knew everyone.
He left the army 10 years ago.
Take a look around you. What do you see?
It's a beautiful house, Mrs. Foley.
We own all of that. Everything you can see, right up to the cops.
Impressive.
And the villa in Spain.
I've seen pictures. You've got your own tennis court.
The only reason Max left the army was he wanted to give himself time to do something else with his life. And what Max wanted, Max got.
It's not unusual for people in business to make enemies.
Well, Max didn't do enemies, even in the army. I mean, if you've got to shoot someone, then you've got to shoot someone. Yet, if he thought someone was in the wrong, he'd say so, no uncertain terms, but he was always up front, not one for grudges. The only thing he didn't like was disloyalty.
Can you think of anyone who'd want to harm Max in any way?
God's honest truth? No. Well, apart from the Lampers.
Lampers?
Poachers, yeah? So all that land up there, the other side of the fence, that's ours, yeah? But we rent it to the farm next door. Jeff's got a load of deer and they graze on our land, and there's some game birds and all in the copse.
I see.
So you get badger baiters and stuff who do a bit of lamping when they're done killing badgers. They've had 3 deer in the last few months, and Jeff, who we've always got on with, he's saying it's ours who's responsible for security. I said to Max, that's bollocks. But Max says, it's fine, he'll sort it. Anyway, he rings me last week, says he sat in the cops all night and scared 7 degrees of you-know-what out of them.
Do you have any names?
Tow rags? Oh, as in the tow rags who come and smashed in the Range Rover the next day? I don't know what Max done about that, but they're local lads, scouts. They're not going to be doing stuff to people in hotels in Manchester. I mean, we all know what he was doing there.
What do you think he was doing there, Vicky?
What do middle-aged men normally do in hotels, Detective?
You think he was seeing another woman?
I was fine being an army wife. He was away a lot, of course, but the times I spent with the other girls, it was a party, especially before Harry was born. We had a choir. You know, like on the telly? Though we didn't have that Gareth thingy teaching us, so it was a bit rubbish. I only went for the booze-ups.
And after Max left?
Well, we moved up here to be near his mum, before she died.
I hated moving all the time when I was a kid.
But I never minded. Everyone was in the same boat, so get used to making friends quickly. Someone told me it's a bit like being an actor, only not as gay.
How do you know it isn't?
Sorry?
Nothing.
Thing is, up here, there aren't that many that understand. And that whole Cheshire thing.
Is that why you spend so much time out in Spain?
I learnt pretty on he wasn't exactly interested in monogamy. Like, seriously not into monogamy. He put on a few pounds, but he was a good-looking little charmer. I could have left him, I suppose, but I didn't seem worth it. I mean, why waste all that money and heartache on a divorce?
If you weren't happy...
He said he didn't mind if I had affairs.
And did you?
Where do you think I was when the Guardia came looking for me? I've spent the last 8 years telling myself I didn't care.
Have a tissue.
Mrs. Foley, if it's any comfort, we're as sure as we can be that he wasn't at the Beresford for anything sexual.
Vicky?
No. Don't you dare feel sorry for me.
Very quiet, Sue.
Have you ever known anyone who was genuinely happy in an open marriage?
Blokes usually are. Is that sexist?
I've no idea.
Oh, hang on. Remember the old super?
Cliff Morrison?
Word was that him and his missus were swingers.
Seriously?
No, she was really into it, apparently.
Oh, stop.
He had to put his foot down because it got back to constabulary.
I don't want to think about how that happened.
Jolene's not into all that, is she?
God, I hope not. Breathe, Sue. Breathe.
I thought about what you said.
About walking me down the swimming pool?
I'd love to. It'd be an honour.
Oh, that's fantastic, John. Thank you. I've spent my whole life thinking that getting married wasn't a thing. But now I am. I've realised it is. It's enormous. Hi, Jolene.
There it is, we're burning.
I wish. I'm on the roof of the Beresford. It's bloody freezing up here.
What did she say?
I'm assuming you're not up there for the view.
You need to get here.
I already told DC Novak I've no idea what this Foley guy was looking for.
The Beresford was the 5th kitchen he visited on Monday.
Where's that pre-order for 18?
Yeah. They're going to the dry store. We are all out of the leave-back. Anything for anyone?
Foley didn't go to any others.
So?
Whatever he was looking for, it suggests he found it here.
Well, if he did, he didn't tell me.
6 hours later, he comes back.
And he's thrown out of a 6th-floor bedroom window while I'm down in vodka shots in Cockles.
Did he speak to Terry Quinn when he was here in the afternoon?
Not that I remember.
Well, did he, didn't he?
I told Terry, call security. Foley did a run-up, end of.
What exactly did he say to you?
Well, he's got his dirty boots in my freezer and I told him to do one.
He didn't speak to you at all?
What, did you mains away? Oh, you mains away? We cook your food, we're not bloody telepaths. Look, all due respect, Detective, I've already got 35 covers for lunch and they'll be the same again in the next half hour. Maybe come back later, yeah?
I need this information now, Mr. Baron-Kirovchev.
And 19 management consultants are expecting 3 courses at 1:30.
You know it's an offence to obstruct police in the course of an investigation.
If you interfere with the work of this kitchen, I promise you, you won't get a quarter of a teaspoon of cooperation from anyone in any kitchen in the whole of Manchester.
Terry Quinn is wanted on suspicion of murder. We have to assume he might be a danger to the public.
Well, he's definitely guilty of leaving me in this shit. Have you seen the gormless idiot the agency sent me? Actually, you know what? If you're going to wander around my kitchen, this needs to go over your hair.
Terry came via a homeless charity.
Where are the ramekins?
In the machine.
Oh, you'll be lucky. I don't think anyone knows what a ramekin is.
We use a cup and call it rustic.
Yeah.
Have you got contact we could speak to?
Back in the day, we used to take a lot of people from the Stanton Oak Foundation. But since they went down the toilet, something to do with your lot, as I remember. I get all sorts calling me. I think the woman I spoke to was called Christine.
Which charity?
Oh, for God's sake, I don't remember.
Did he have qualifications, catering college?
Well, I guess they'd done some time. Get a fair few ex-cons who pick up pretty solid catering skills. They like to work in the kitchens because they don't need DBS. They don't have any contact with the punters.
You ever speak about that to you?
As long as people do the job, I don't get a flying... Look, Terry Quinn is one of the best KPs I've had. Punctual, hard-working, got stuff done. So who knows? I did think he might have been ex-military.
Bit of a leap.
You don't learn to organise like that, kipping in shop doorways. This guy knew how to run an operation. We've had ex-military before. I like gold dust.
Marek.
Oh, what now?
Roman property kids, all of them. They're all over the floor.
Steve, to pass! Now! Now!
One more question.
No! Go away!
OK, thanks. You've been really helpful.
Hey, Jolene, what have you got?
So have you decided?
What?
When I rang, you were talking about the wedding, I presume.
Yeah, he's going to do it.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I'd give you a hug, but you'd contaminate us.
I'm feeling the love, Jolene.
I'll put you on the list for a buttonhole.
Please tell me you didn't drag me and John onto the roof of the Beresford to discuss buttonholes.
Behold, one laundry trolley.
That'll explain why we couldn't find it.
Whoever it was dragged it up the stairwell and straight out onto the roof.
Thus avoiding any CCTV.
There are scuff marks on the stairwell wall, and here, paint at a matching height. The lining's been stripped out. Presumably they took it with them. I'd be amazed if we find it.
Any prints?
Dozens. But there won't be any of Terry Quinn's.
What makes you so sure?
This.
Bit of plastic bag?
Kitchen glove.
It was snagged on the corner of the trolley.
How do you know it's from the kitchen?
It's blue.
Because food isn't blue. So you can see it if any of it gets where it shouldn't. I once got a rocket from some guy who used to be on the local news because he found a little blue finger in his beef Wellington.
And you gave all that up to become a cop?
And he got done for historic child abuse a couple of years ago, so it all worked out in the end.
I thought I told Mike to look up here.
There was nothing on the CCTV from 7.
It's our bad. We got distracted checking out the basement.
What else have we got? I'm getting soaked.
There's a 3-foot gap between this building and those offices on Powell Street.
The roof's the same height.
There are signs of forced entry through the skylight over the solicitors on the top floor. We're still looking for fibres. See if we can get a positive match on the clothes in Quinn's dirty washing basket.
Hi, ELENA, isn't it?
I heard you talking to Chef about Terry.
Any idea where he might be?
He didn't do this. He can't have done.
If we can find him and talk to him, and you're right, we can rule him out.
I can't imagine him hurting anyone, let alone killing them.
I'm sure you appreciate him disappearing like this. It doesn't look great.
Do you have his mobile number?
Thanks, we've got it. It's unavailable.
I've been trying to ring, send him 1,000 texts. Don't you have things that can track mobile phones, even if they're off?
You were close to him.
Could we get out of the rain? Oh, sorry. Getting a bit soaked there.
It's okay, get your breath back.
When I started here, I'm Greek, and most of them are Polish. I felt a bit of a spare part.
Yeah, that's right, spare part.
Terry and me, we're sort of a team. It makes it fun, you know, when Chef is being a dick and all the Poles are being totally up to him. We just look at each other. It's so funny.
Was it anything more than that, you know, more than just mates?
Oh, what? You know how old he is?
Has he told you much about himself?
He's very shy. He was homeless for a long time. He had a big breakdown.
Yeah, we figured.
Maybe...
What?
Maybe he had a family and he lost them.
Did he tell you that?
No, it was just something about him. He was so sad and he wouldn't ever tell me why, so it had to be something from his past. Maybe something he was ashamed about.
Did you ask him?
A couple of times, but he didn't like it.
Did he get angry?
I think he's a bit paranoid, you know what I mean.
What do you mean by that?
You know, sometimes people who have had a lot of drugs or depression can be like they think the world is out to get them.
That could make him violent.
No. Why do you assume he's killed this person? I mean, maybe someone else killed them and Terry is frightened he's going to be next.
It's an interesting theory.
Or maybe they want to kill him too.
Is there something you're not telling me?
Why are you treating me like I've done something wrong all of a sudden?
It's not what I said.
He's not well. Don't you understand? He's a good man, so don't hunt him down like a dog. Just find him and make sure he's safe.
Where are we on Foley's business?
Looks pretty kosher so far. 1 or 2 minor tax dodges, but nothing that'd get you thrown out of a hotel window. It's a successful, well-run business. He looks after his staff, reputation for reliability, kind of what you'd expect from a successful career soldier.
I checked the phone number Vicky Foley gave us. It's registered to a Phil Weeks.
Maxwell Foley Solutions business manager. They changed phone providers recently, part of some bulk deal they did. It's legit.
So we're not talking about someone who's got a secret pay-as-you-go?
But
the call outside the hotel at 16:55.
That was to a pay-as-you-go.
As is the call from the curry house and 2 other calls, one lasting 40 seconds, shortly before he goes back into the hotel, timed at 23:01.
This is the point you're telling me that pay-as-you-go Foley called was a cash sim with no CCTV, and it's now completely dead, presumed destroyed.
Sorry, boss.
Triangulation?
We think it was travelling north along the M6, but we can't be sure.
Okay. Sit on that for now. You never know, it might reappear. Mike, where are we up to with Quinn?
Something's not quite right.
Aside from the dead body?
I spoke to the chef.
Baron Kirovchek.
I can say it. For God's sake.
What about him?
Baron Kirovchek's got a cast iron alibi. Witnesses and debit card put him in cockles from 23:30 till after 1 a.m. But he definitely knows more about Foley than he's letting on.
Definitely?
He's evasive about what happened with Foley in the kitchen. And he said something else a bit odd.
Can you pronounce my name?
Sue.
He said if I got heavy with him, he'd make sure we didn't get any cooperation from the other kitchens in the centre of town.
Did you say you were looking?
Not as such. But you can see where I'm going with this.
Baron Kirovchek knows what Foley was looking for.
He swears he doesn't.
But he's implying it's common knowledge around the kitchens.
Then I had ELENA Vassalou chasing me down. She's adamant Terry can't be our perp.
How adamant?
She got pretty emotional.
You think she's covering for someone?
I don't know. But she had this idea he might be in danger from the same person who killed Foley.
Even with ASADI QADIR naming Quinn as the person who paid him to move the trolley?
With no lining, we've got nothing putting Foley's body in that trolley.
QADIR's adamant he didn't look.
So what was the trolley doing on the roof?
And nothing putting Terry on that roof with it.
Chef had him down as maybe ex-military, who'd done some time. We know our guy is hauling linen trolleys up a stairwell and leaping across 7-storey rooftops.
And if he's ex-military, that ties Quinn in with Foley.
And is he?
Kerry, you were on that.
Not that we can find.
And no prison record?
Nothing on the PNC.
Eleanor had an idea maybe he had a family somewhere, a whole past he wouldn't talk about.
It seems pretty obvious he's changed his name at some point.
Still doesn't put him on that roof.
Disposable kitchen glove?
Nothing tying that to Quinn. Could have been anyone's. We've got nothing putting Terry in the car park or room 608.
So you think Eleanor Vassilou's onto something?
We should bring her in.
If Mike's right, the whole catering community will be buzzing with it.
We've already been round the other kitchens.
But when you go into a kitchen, no one blinks unless chef says so. They've got a stricter hierarchy than your average Nick. We're never going to find a weak link.
Not in the kitchens, we're not.
He's got an idea, I can tell.
It's going to mean a late one.
Cockles?
No one gets there till after clean-up.
Let's poke the nest a bit, see what flies out.
That's wasps, boss. Shouldn't it be, let's turn the boat over and see what's clinging to the hull?
That's barnacles, Mike.
Pedant.
Alice, are you in there?
Yeah. Dad?
Sorry,
What are you doing here?
I'm on a late, so I thought I'd come and find you. Is that okay?
I suppose, although a lift from school might have been helpful.
Excuse me, what are you doing?
It's all right, he's my dad.
Right, well, let me know if you need any help.
So, what do you think?
It's great, yeah.
You don't like it?
I do.
What don't you like?
It's not about what I like. I mean, what do I know about what 15-year-old girls wear these days?
I want to know what you think.
I'm your dad. I'm hardly the person to give you fashion advice.
Mum would have said.
Would you have taken a blind bit of notice?
Yes.
I don't think so. Which isn't a bad thing.
I want you to tell me what you think.
Alice.
Why don't you do anything I ask?
What? I am. I'm here, aren't I? Look, I know I promised to put a lid on all the overtime.
Stop it!
What? Whatever I'm doing wrong, I'm sorry.
Stop apologising all the time.
Sorry.
Dad!
Is there a problem?
No, go away.
We're fine. Give us a minute.
This is a stupid idea.
You're gonna have to help me here.
You're not being you.
You're old enough to make your own decisions about what you wear.
But I'm not! I don't want to be. I want Mum to do it. I want Mum to shout at me and tell me I've been brainwashed by over-sexualised images of young women.
Oh, can you imagine me saying anything vaguely like that?
You could try.
Alice, I miss her shouting at me too. I miss her all the time.
No answer?
Give him another 5 minutes.
Sorry. Stuff with Alice. Turned into a long evening.
Everything okay?
Define okay.
We can do this without you, boss.
No. She wanted me to come. She practically kicked me out of the house. Let's go.
We're right in front of it.
This is Cockles.
It's what's known in the trade as an anonymous doorway.
Is it, Mike? What trade would that be?
This is definitely the right place. I mean, there isn't even a label on the buzzer.
Yeah?
Is this Cockles?
Who wants to know?
Police. Can we come in, please?
Camera's up on your left.
There you go.
Are you members?
DCI John Stone.
DI Mike Tanner.
Those aren't membership cards.
Can you open the door, please?
Have you got a warrant?
Not yet.
We're making a few inquiries.
This is a private members club. Licensing Act 2003. Police may only enter by invitation, or in pursuit of a felon, or if they suspect a crime is being committed. There's a list. Is it one of those?
And we've got a smart ass.
Hey, I heard that.
It's nothing formal. No one's under suspicion.
You got a payslip?
What?
If you've got a recognised catering industry payslip and someone to vouch for you, I can issue a provisional membership for the night.
And the rest.
Stop playing silly buggers and open the door.
Before I kick it down.
Or I will be obligated to obtain a warrant if I think you are willfully attempting to obstruct an investigation.
All right. Keep your hair on.
I don't have to let you in. You do know that.
You've made that clear.
We appreciate your cooperation.
No one's seen Terry Quinn, if that's what you're thinking.
Is he a friend of yours?
Well, he's been in once or twice. He's not really one of the regulars.
But he was here the night of the incident at the Beresford.
Yeah, definitely. He doesn't say much, but he's got a rep as a demon poker player. So there's always a bit of a buzz around whether anyone's going to take him on.
Are you licensed for gaming?
Which is why I've got to keep an eye on him. The money stuff happens after they leave here, Detective. Scouts on her. He took Matteo Delgado from Sierra Tapas for 300 quid the other week. You would think I wasn't that kind of trouble in here.
What time did he arrive?
I wasn't on the door.
Is there a signing-in book?
Not for members.
Is there a signing-in book of any variety?
Probably. Somewhere or other.
What about the camera?
We don't record it.
Oh, I asked.
Do you recognise this man?
Is he the guy who died?
Do you recognise him?
He doesn't ring any bells.
Is it through here?
Wait!
What now?
Can we have the music off, Lynette?
Oh, shit.
This isn't going to plan, boss.
Sorry to interrupt, everyone. Just want to introduce you to Detective Chief Inspector...
John Stone. It's okay, we'll take you from here.
He's here with a couple of his colleagues asking about what happened at Beresford, so let's try and all be as helpful as we can.
Remember that scene in American Werewolf in London?
It's one where the guy walks into the pub and there's pentagrams on the wall and everyone turns and stares at them.
That's the one.
Hi, I'm DCI John Stone. I wonder if I could show you a couple of pictures. Any chance you recognise this one?
Hi, I'm Sue. Sue Kelly, Detective Sergeant. Do you guys all work in the same kitchen?
Hi, DI Mike Tanner.
Hi, Lowry.
Lowry?
Lowry Driscoll.
Okay to chat, Lowry?
Sure.
So, as your man said, we're putting the word around, trying to get a better picture of what happened the other night.
I used to work at the Beresford.
Oh, yeah?
Last year. The number of times I've been out in that yard doesn't bear thinking about.
Did you know Terry Quinn?
He started just before I left, overlapped by a week, maybe.
Was Marek Baron-Kirovchek chef when you were there?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Actually...
Laurie?
All right.
Oh, hi, Marek.
Should my ears be burning?
Could you give us a minute?
You like these disgusting fruit ciders, don't you, Lo?
I've got one, thanks.
Well, here's another. Lowry was my star pantry chef detective.
Oh, is that right?
Turns out we're down a couple of staff. You'd be welcome back any time.
I'm happy where I am, thanks.
I was just talking to my mate Speer. Lowry's working over at Taboulet now. You know, that veggie place behind the art gallery? He says things aren't looking too good and they might have to downsize the team. So, the offer's open, if you need it.
Thank you.
Anyway, I'm interrupted. I'll let you get on.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So you didn't know Terry very well?
It wasn't until somebody said that I realised it was the same guy. He didn't speak much, but he didn't strike me as someone who'd commit a murder.
We don't know for sure it was him.
Oh, right.
Did you ever see this man?
Who is he?
That's what I'm asking you.
Is he the guy who died?
But you recognise him?
No. Actually, I thought I might have seen him around, but it's not the same guy, sorry.
Are we done?
Some of them knew who he was, I'm sure of it.
I've been to lodge meetings that are more easygoing.
You're not a Freemason, Mike, are you?
No, I just said it for comic effect.
Any luck, Detective?
We've had a lot of very helpful information, thank you.
You think you might find him, Terry?
We can't discuss that.
You got some leads, though.
D.I. Tanner said you were worried Terry might be in danger. If you know something.
You think I wouldn't tell you if I did?
Hi, boss.
Yeah, that's me done. What time in tomorrow?
Sue, hang on a sec.
John?
I'm not quite sure how to say this.
What is it?
It's about the wedding.
Oh, God, please don't tell me you can't make it.
No, we'll be there. We're really looking forward to it.
John?
You probably worked out that I had a bit of a tricky time with Alice tonight.
Everything okay?
Yeah. Well, until the next time.
It will get better. You're both still picking up the pieces.
That's what I keep telling myself.
Fathers and daughters, eh?
The thing is, No matter how tough things get between us, and it's going to go on being tough, that's guaranteed. I know that if Alice got married and she decided to ask some other guy to walk her down the aisle, it would break me.
Right.
I'm flattered, moved beyond words that you asked me. But I don't want you making a decision that might make your relationship with your dad even worse. You're only going to do this once.
I bloody hope so.
I'd hate to be part of a decision you end up regretting for the rest of your life. Something that makes you and your dad even harder to fix. I'm not saying I won't do it, but I want you to have that conversation with your dad first. Please.
Right, Tanner.
Is this the detective I was speaking to in Cockles?
Sorry, who's this?
Lowry Driscoll. He gave me your card.
Laurie, it's 4 o'clock.
I can't sleep.
I know how you feel.
That bloke, the picture you showed me, Max Foley.
You know him?
I couldn't say anything with Marek there. When I worked at the Beresford, Marek tried it on with me and I told him to shove it and he sacked me. So I got a job at Taberley and all that about my boss Speer. That's Marek threatening to have me sacked again if I say anything.
Whatever you tell me will be treated in complete confidence, I promise. Laurie.
I never met that Max Foley myself because Taberley's vegetarian, but every kitchen in Manchester knows what he was after.
Go on.
You know how tight they are at the Beresford? Well, Marek's been taking in dodgy meat, you know, like from poachers, venison, game, as long as I've known him. So this Foley guy finds out people have been nicking stuff off his land and he's worked out they're flogging it to kitchens in Manchester. I mean, Marek's not the only one. But apparently Foley's ex-army, so he's not scared of anyone. And he was doing the rounds the other day warning people off, trying to get some names.
Thank you, Laura. That is really, really helpful.
If Marek finds out it's me who's told you, I'll never get a job in Manchester again. Please don't tell him. Please.
It ties in with what ASADI was saying about being told to shift stuff around and ask no questions.
But you wouldn't take a venison carcass up to a bedroom.
Right now, I wouldn't make any assumptions about anything. Certainly puts Baron Kirovchek in the frame.
He's got a rock-solid alibi.
But from what you said about Lowry Driscoll, he's also got a lot of power in the catering community.
If we bring him in, he'll know it was her. She was genuinely terrified. It wasn't exactly a booty call.
Is that the kind of phone conversation you normally get at 4 in the morning, Mike?
If Marek's involved in any way, we need to protect her.
If Foley was following the guys who trashed his car, we should be able to do the same.
He did report it, but Macclesfield police didn't have enough evidence to proceed.
Talk to them. The local guys will have names even if there's nothing on file.
What? Nathan's picked up Terry Quinn getting into a grey van on Monday night about 7 o'clock.
Did we get a plate?
Better than that. One grey Vauxhall Movano registered to a Kieran Michaels sitting outside 22 Clovermount in New Mills.
OK, let's go.
I'm calling firearms.
Yeah. If this is anything to do with lampers or poachers, they could well be armed. These are not nice people.
See anything?
Net curtains. Here, you try.
You know in those Scandi TV thrillers?
Tack.
They never have curtains. Which is amazing when you consider how cold it gets there.
Probably explains why they always catch the bad guy.
Only after they've killed about 20 people.
Boss?
Mike.
Firearms have a visual on an IC1 male in the upstairs back bedroom.
Terry Quinn?
No, but he is armed. We think he's got a handgun of some sort.
Shit. Any other movement?
If Quinn's in there, he's not upstairs. There's very little movement.
Get everyone in position, front and rear.
TFU commander's gonna lead.
Let's do it.
I'm trying to get my ID, you complete dickhead!
What's going on?
DS Joe Myers, NCH!
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
National Crime Agency.
Can I get up now, please?
We've got CCTV of a murder suspect getting into the same grey van packed outside this house, registered to Kieran Michaels.
There is no Kieran Michaels.
What?
It's sodding witness protection.
National Clown Agency.
I could say the same of you.
So where is he? Terry Quinn. He's still a suspect. We need to talk to him. Presumably, this is his new safe house? What? What?
He's gone.
What do you mean he's gone?
He's gone, he's disappeared.
What, into thin air?
He's given us the slip.
Oh, so much for witness protection. You bloody lost him.
In Stone, DCI John Stone was played by Hugo Speer, DS Sue Kelly, Deborah McAndrew, and DI Mike Tanner by Craig Cheetham. ELENA was played by Lizzie Stavrou, Alice by Millie Gibson, Jolene and Vicky by Angela Lonsdale, Ibrahim and Gordon by Peter Singh, and Marek and Joe Myers by William Ash. Stone was created by Danny Brocklehurst. It was written by Martin Jameson and directed by Gary Brown. A BBC Radio Drama North production.
Yes, ambulance, please.
Sake, Eleanor, we don't need an ambulance.
Driving licence says he's Maxwell Stephen Foley.
The assailant is picking the body up and tipping it into a laundry basket.
He say if I don't take a basket up to 608, he will tell the authorities.
Who was this, ASADI?
Terry Quinn.
I've never had any trouble with Mr. Quinn. He's a good tenant. Very quiet. Never late on his rent.
Do you know where he was before?
The tenancy was arranged by a homeless charity.
We know our guy is hauling linen trolleys up a stairwell and leaping across 7-storey rooftops.
And if he's ex-military, that ties Quinn in with Foley.
Whoa! DS Joe Myers, NCH!
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
National Crime Agency.
It's sodding witness protection. Presumably, this is his new safe house?
What? He's gone.
What, into thin air?
He's given us the slip.
Oh. It might have helped if we'd been informed.
He's been granted Section 71 immunity and witness protection.
So I gather, I'm given a new identity.
And that's all you need to know.
Lisa, a man is dead, murdered, and so far you're refusing to help us in any way. What if it's him? You're Terry Quinn. What if he's responsible for Maxwell Foley's death?
Where's your evidence, John?
We've got a statement from one of the cleaners at the Beresford who was paid by your man to move a laundry
The
basket.
contents of which you have no idea. It's pure conjecture. You've no forensics putting him at the scene of the crime.
We have a fragment of a blue glove from the kitchens.
But no DNA.
Well, Quinn refused to provide a sample. We can't rule him out.
It's not enough.
Which is why we need to talk to him. His real name, Lisa. That's all I'm asking.
Anything you find, you pass it straight to me. Understood?
Oh, so you want us to do your donkey work while you take the credit?
You think we're not all over this? I've got officers out there searching as we speak.
Well, he must be important to you.
You've no idea.
What about Foley? Doesn't he count for anything? What if your witness is the killer? What if he's guilty?
Then we deal with that later.
So you admit it's possible?
Look, all I know is that before you hauled him in, he was about to give us names for a case we're building. You've no idea how long it's taken to even get to this stage, and now he's been spooked.
You're not blaming us.
Right now, I just need him back. Can I give you a lift?
No, I've got a taxi.
I was sorry to hear about Kat, by the way.
Thanks.
How's your daughter coping?
Alice is fine.
And
we're both fine.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, do me a favour, John, and leave this one to the NCA.
Vanilla or strawberry frosted?
I don't mind.
There you go then.
I thought you were on a diet for the wedding.
I am.
So how come you're having that one as well?
Blueberry. Part me 5 a day. What kind of outfit loses its key witness?
You'd think they'd cut us some slack. We're meant to be on the same side.
Gather she's a mate of yours.
We were at Hendon together.
Well for herself.
She won the award for best recruit. It was kind of inevitable.
Boss?
What's this?
Hey, hands off.
Wedding favours?
It's either candles or lip balm.
Landfill.
Jolene's idea.
This is more like it. Miniature gin.
They're going back. I'm not spending that sort of money.
What have you got, Sue?
CCTV footage from the day Foley's Range Rover was smashed up.
Where is this?
A pub on the corner of Ashes Lane, close to the farmhouse. There.
Mitsubishi Shogun.
It must have come from Foley's place. There's nothing else down there.
Can we get a number of it?
Just check the PNC. Registered to a Dean Caradus. Born 7th of July 1992. He's got a string of convictions for cruelty to animals, including badger baiting, and received a custodial sentence in 2018.
How long for?
Released a month ago. We also know that the day before Foley's windscreen got stoved in, this Caradus threatened him in the pub car park. Uniform have a statement from one of the villagers who witnessed the incident.
All right, listen up, everyone. In your own time, Mickey. Right, we now have two major lines of inquiry. The first, Terry Quinn, not his real name, kitchen porter at the Beresford Hotel. According to ASADI QADIR, he was paid to take a laundry basket to the 6th floor. Why? What was in the basket? And why has he now gone AWOL? Until we find him, we can't rule him out of our inquiry. What we do know is that he's been granted immunity from prosecution by the NCA, which makes our lives doubly difficult as so far they're refusing to play ball.
But it explains why there's nothing on him.
Now, he was last seen at 22 Clover Mount, New Mills, the day after Foley was killed. A neighbour saw him arriving back with shopping bags full of groceries. So, from the looks of things, he wasn't intending to go anywhere. What made him change his mind? DC HALE, this one's for your team.
Boss.
Talk to neighbours. Someone must have seen him leave. And go back to the Beresford Hotel. Talk to the woman who found the body.
ELENA Vassalou.
They were friends. Maybe she can tell us more.
She was certainly worried about him when I spoke to her.
There's a possibility, of course, that as a protected witness, he could be in danger. So we need to bear that in mind. Sue?
Yeah, the second line of inquiry is a significant new development. Dean Caradus. That's him on the left, in the camo jacket.
He looks a savoury character.
Recently released from HMP Dunhill. Now, information's still coming in, but his 4x4 was seen in the vicinity of Foley's farm the night Foley's windscreen was stoved in. What's more, he and Foley have history. In 2017, Caradus was done for aggravated trespass on Foley's land. There was a restraining order put in place against him for intimidation. He is a known member of a local lamping gang, and we know from Foley's widow that Foley had a running battle with this lot over the poaching of his deer, so there was certainly no love lost between them. We're still checking the internet, but the signs are he's at it again. This is something we found on the dark web. That's him, posing with tools of the trade.
Have we got an address for him yet?
House on Kentmere Crescent.
All right, then let's get a warrant. Novak, check out CCTV for Caradus' vehicle around the Beresford.
Boss.
Our priority now is to find solid evidence that puts either Dean Caradus or Terry Quinn at the scene of the crime, the hotel car park, at the time Maxwell Foley was killed. That's all for now. Off you go. Mr. Caradus.
No sign of him.
All right, stand back. Police!
Oh!
Watch where you're treading, Sue. There's muck everywhere. I thought he was banned from keeping dogs.
It was. There are more cages in the kitchen. Oh, God.
The state of them. There's one in there with half its face missing. Have a scout around, see what you can find.
Yeah.
Get off! Get off me, you bloody thing! Get it in there! Oh! Where the hell did that come from?
That looks nasty. You ought to get it checked.
What?
Caradus is all over the internet. Selfies with recent kills.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
He's brazen about it.
Well, he must have half a dozen dogs in here. There's no doubt he's still active. Anything from ELENA Vassalou?
Can't get hold of her. It's a day off.
What's all this?
OS maps.
Where'd you find these?
They're in the kitchen, whole pile of them. Peak District, Snowdonia.
Macclesfield and Congleton.
Careful, you're getting blood all over them.
That's Foley's neck of the woods.
What are all the crosses?
Badger sets, most likely. These people will go after anything that moves.
No, I found these as well. Business cards from local restaurants.
The Beresford.
What the hell happened to you?
I've told him he'll need a rabies jab.
Had a new jacket by the looks of it.
What have you got?
Details of a dig have just been posted.
When?
It's not clear yet.
Do we know where?
Out towards Bucksworth. It looks like Carradus is behind it. There's been a load of interest already.
Sick bastards. All right, get a team together. Speak to the landowner. Find out if he's had any previous trouble.
He may be involved, of course.
Looks like Carradus have been supplying poached venison to the Beresford.
Then we've got him.
What's with the new set of threads?
Path have released Foley's body. His funeral's this afternoon.
I need you to focus on Carradus.
But someone
I'll
needs...
go.
I wasn't sure you'd want to.
Why not?
Well, I just thought, it's the same crematorium.
You okay?
It's weird. You'd think I'd remember this place more clearly.
Memory has a way of protecting us, shutting things out.
Maybe. Barely remember anything about that day, except for Alice.
She was incredible.
Yes, she was. You must have been to a few of these over the years.
Yeah. The military certainly put on a good show.
What was it like? Life as an army brat?
We got to see the world, I suppose.
Where were you based?
Germany and Cyprus, mainly. Hong Kong, Malaysia, briefly.
The furthest I ever got was Rill.
Except that you never really felt like you belonged. A year or two at a time, then you're off somewhere new. When you're a teenager, all you want to do is hang out with the wrong crowd and get into trouble. Not be back on base for curfew. I was glad when we moved back.
What about your mother? How did she cope, married to an army chaplain?
Hated it.
Have you spoken to him yet? About the wedding?
Not yet.
You will, though?
Of course.
No sign of our kitchen porter.
You didn't seriously think he'd shut.
The chef at the Beresford thought he might be ex-army.
Where's the wake?
Pub across the road. I'll be back.
John?
Alice?
Hello?
It's me. Where are you?
In town, what is it now?
Nan said she'd pop round later to give you some tea.
I've already eaten then anyway, might be going out again.
Where?
Not sure yet.
For how long?
Depends.
I don't want you back late. Alice? Alice! Excuse me. Excuse me. You've dropped your scarf.
Thank you.
It's ELENA, isn't it? ELENA Vasilou.
That's right.
DCI Stone.
It's awful what happened. Poor man. I had to come and pay my respects.
That's good of you.
I can't stop thinking about it. I still see his face. I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's understandable.
Every time I close my eyes.
It must have been a terrible shock.
Yes.
Has anyone spoken to you about counselling?
I haven't time. I have to work.
You should think about it.
I will. Thank you.
I don't suppose you've heard anything of Terry?
Terry.
Terry Quinn?
Oh, no. I'm afraid not.
Well, if you do, you'll let us know, won't you?
Yes, of course.
You look like you've lost someone.
A friend. I thought he'd be here.
Well, don't worry about him. What are you drinking?
I'm fine.
2 more, tar. So, how do you know Max then?
We were based in Germany, briefly. JHQ Rheindaler.
At Mönchengladbach.
It's all gone now, of course.
Full of refugees, last I heard.
How about you?
Served together for 15 years. Iraq, Balkans, Afghan, Cyprus. We were like brothers. Eat, sleep and shit together.
You're not in uniform.
Got out, didn't I?
You still kept in touch, though.
Gave me a job. Which is more than most. I still can't believe it. From what I hear, the business still don't have a clue what it is.
Yeah? Who told you that?
Word gets round.
So when did you last see him?
Day before he died. I just got in from Wharton.
The RAF base?
That's right.
What were you doing out there?
Delivering stuff, electrical systems and shit.
For the MOD?
We work with subcontractors mainly. Delivering parts all over the northwest, up as far as Barrow.
I imagine there'd be a lot of competition in that line of work.
There's always competition. But if there's one thing we're good at, us army boys, it's getting stuff from A to B. Hey, when you're used to Baghdad, the M62's a piece of piss. You fancy a tab?
Why not? I was hoping to catch up with a few more of the old crowd.
Well, most of them are here. Well, except Mad Mike, who's off in Bangkok trying to find another wife. And Webbo.
Webbo?
Corporal Webster. But then the last I heard, he were doing time.
Huh?
Drugs, most likely. That or theft, one of the two. It's ironic. You fight for Queen and country, and they bang you up at Her Majesty's pleasure. They don't know what to do with us once we get out.
This Corporal Webster, he was a friend of Foley's.
Oh, aye, they were buddies, all right. Same unit.
Thanks.
Hey, where are you going?
Got to pick up the kids. Sorry. What happened to you?
I've just seen ELENA Vassilou. She was here at the funeral.
I didn't think she knew Foley.
She was just paying her respects, apparently. She still seems pretty cut up.
I'm not surprised. Maybe she needed closure of some sort.
I guess. What are you doing?
Checking regimental records.
What for?
A hunch. I thought as much.
Well, you going to tell me or what?
You recognise him?
Terry Quinn.
A.K.A. Corporal David Webster. 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, born 1972, discharged in 2005.
How did you find him?
A friend of his was at the wake. He said they were all there except Webster. I figured if he and Foley were mates, then he'd have gone.
Oh, Sue, you are a genius.
Can you write that on my next performance review?
We know Terry Quinn's real identity. Corporal David Webster. Both he and Foley served together in the same regiment. This case of yours, it's clearly military related. You can't deny it.
Our investigation has nothing to do with Foley. If it had, we'd have shut you down completely.
We're right about Webster, though.
Yes, you're right about him.
Then why don't you just save us the time and energy? Not to mention police resources. Tell me what's going
I
on.
made our position clear. It's not up for negotiation, John.
I don't get it.
They need to justify their existence. Budgets. We're all fighting for a piece of the pie.
Slow down.
What?
I said slow down. Okay, if I can have your attention, please. Right. The good news is we now have a positive ID on our kitchen porter, Terry Quinn. Real name, Corporal David Webster, ex-army. We also know he's married with a daughter.
The bad news?
The NCA are still refusing to play ball.
I bet they're terrified of us stealing their thunder.
So what now?
We get onto Webster's regiment, find out all you can about his service record, tours of duty, medical reports, etc. Find out which prisons he was in as well. Someone must know him. Ex-offenders, guards. They might be able to give us a lead.
What about Carradus?
He's still a major suspect.
We know he was supplying dodgy venison to the Beresford where Foley was murdered.
And he's got more motive than most for wanting Foley dead. I doubt it'll be long before he breaks cover.
But why the hotel? Why kill him there? Why not do it somewhere less public?
Maybe he had no choice.
Maybe Foley followed him there, confronts him in the car park about the stolen meat. It needn't have been premeditated. Spur of the moment, Carradus finds himself cornered.
This is a man who bludgeons the shit out of defenceless animals, don't forget.
Boss, two things. We've got Carradus's 4x4 on CCTV on Filed Lane, just round the corner from the Beresford.
When was this?
At 15:30 on the day of the murder. He's then seen heading away half an hour later. There's a blind spot right outside the hotel car park, but the point is, he was a stone's throw away.
All right, now we're cooking.
Except that time of death was between 23:15 and 0:15 the next morning.
He may have gone back. Keep checking. What else?
We found Webster's wife, Heather Webster, née Milton, born 14th of May, 1972.
Address?
According to tax records, she teaches at St James's Middle School, Bootle.
Then what are we waiting for?
Okay, let's go.
Mrs. Webster?
Yes?
DCI Stone. This is DS Kelly. I was wondering if we could have a word.
What is it?
Your husband.
Ex-husband. Why? What's he done now?
We'd like to talk to him. We thought you might know where he is.
Oh, I've not seen him for years.
You kept his name, though.
It was just easier. What do you want him for?
Does the name Maxwell Foley mean anything to you?
The man with the Midas touch.
Why'd you say that?
He got out the army and made a mint.
He's been murdered.
Oh, my God.
He was found at the hotel where your ex-husband worked.
Hotel?
The Beresford.
I didn't even know Dave was working at a hotel.
As a kitchen porter?
They were good friends, I gather. Your husband and Foley.
They were together all the way through. From basic training to the end, Iraq, Bosnia, Cyprus. He was Dave's best man.
And what about recently? Do you know if they saw much of each other?
I've no idea.
Maxwell Foley was something of a womanizer, I understand.
Well, he certainly had a reputation, yeah.
Did he ever try it on with you?
What sort of question's that?
An obvious one, I'd have thought.
We're just trying to build a picture.
I'm not sure whether to take that as a compliment or not.
It can be hard being an army wife.
Well, how would you know?
My father was an army chaplain. I know my mother struggled when he was away.
And you must know that wasn't the worst part of it. It was when Dave came back home that the problem started.
How do you mean?
He'd had PTSD for a long time. Managed to deal with it mostly, but then there came a point he couldn't handle it.
And you've no idea where he is now, or how he's coping?
Unless he's getting help, I imagine little's changed.
Mum?
I thought you were going to ring.
My phone's dead.
This is Sophie.
All right.
Sophie?
Can I get a lift to climbing?
If you didn't spend all your money on chips, you could afford the train.
It's cancelled. Anyway, I normally get them free.
How come?
Excuse me.
Does it matter?
What have you got?
We're looking for your dad. We're police officers.
Join the queue.
What do you mean?
People are always looking for him.
Really?
Probation officers, social workers. There was a woman a couple of months ago.
You didn't say.
You didn't ask?
Did she give a name?
Not that I can remember.
What did she look like?
Long, dark, curly hair.
Okay.
Mid-20s.
Did she say why she wanted to talk to him?
I just assumed she was army welfare or something.
Why'd you say that?
Well, she wanted to know where he'd served. Dates.
Cheers.
Did she leave any contact details? Phone? Email?
No.
Thanks. Sorry about that. I gather you had a break-in recently. A couple of our officers called round.
Eventually.
And what was taken?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Not that I could see.
When was this?
2 months ago, maybe?
Around the time this woman called?
Yeah. Now come to think of it, just after.
What woman?
Boss?
How did he get on at the barracks?
According to his senior officer, Webster suffered some sort of breakdown.
Which fits with what his ex told us.
And ELENA Vassilou, she suspected as much.
What else did his CO say?
He was discharged in 2005. Since then, he spent various stints inside. 12 months in HMP Lancaster for possession, 2008. 7 months in Stockholm for shoplifting and ABH, 2011. List goes on. While he was on remand from Avrig in 2013, he hooked up with a veteran offender support group. I've got a name.
Turns out we're not the only ones looking for him. There's a woman.
Who?
Journalist, possibly.
Well, what if she's found him already? If she's got a name, the odds are she knows what he looks like. And if she is investigating the NCA case, she'll know he's on witness protection.
So?
So if you're on witness protection, what kind of work are you going to pick up? Temporary, 0 hours contracts, restaurants, bars. It's a small world.
So she trawls the local pubs, hotels.
There's hundreds in Manchester. It'd take forever.
How long's Webster been at Beresford?
Around 3 months.
Long enough to track him down.
I suppose if she's determined enough.
ELENA Vassilou.
What?
At Foley's funeral, I asked her if she'd seen Terry and she looked confused. At first she didn't know who I was talking about, and yet they're supposed to be friends.
Right.
Perhaps it was just out of context, or she was overwrought.
No, it wasn't that. Maybe she knows him as David. Corporal David Webster, the man she's been looking for, not Terry Quinn, even if that's what she's been calling him at work.
But Webster's daughter said the woman had long dark hair, hers is short.
She'd have cut it to work in the kitchens, save having to tie it up all the time. It's her, ELENA Vassilou. I'll put my life on it. Get on to Webster's ex, ask her if she had an accent.
Nearly there.
What is this place?
It belongs to a friend.
Who else knows we're here?
No one. It's been empty for a while. What are you doing?
Checking.
Relax. You're safe now. Terry? You're sweating. Oh, what's wrong?
You should go. Get out while you still can.
The police, they'll be looking for us.
They don't know that you're involved. No one knows.
They were all over the hotel.
Though you've still got time.
I'm not leaving.
You've got no idea what's going on here. You know nothing about me.
What happened back there, Terry? It was no one's fault.
My name is David. Dave.
What do you mean? Then why have you been calling yourself Terry?
You don't need to know.
Tell me. We're friends, aren't we?
Look, you've no idea what's going on here. Who these people are. They'll kill you if you get in their way. Just go. I'll be all right on my own.
It's too late. We're in this together now.
I'm telling you, John, ELENA Vassilou has got nothing to do with our case.
Then why's she been stalking him?
I've no idea. How do you even know it's her?
It all fits. But why the interest in Webster? If we knew what he'd done, it would make life a hell of a lot easier.
I can't.
Can't or won't?
Trust me, the less you know, the better.
For who?
Don't get arsey.
Look, you wanted information, I've given you a name. Your man goes into witness protection and she turns up. It's too much of a coincidence. There has to be a connection.
Boss.
What is it?
GARETH has turned up at Bucksworth. They've got spades and dogs.
Tanner, catch.
What?
I've got to call Alice. Alice, hi, it's me. Listen, I'm going to be late. I want you to stay in tonight, okay? Turning right onto Beaches Lane. ETA 3 minutes. Nobody moves until I give the order. Is that clear? These men are dangerous.
Roger that. In position.
What have we got?
About half a dozen of them. They sent the terriers into the set with trackers. As soon as they hear barking, they'll start digging. We think that there are cubs in there too.
All right. Let's wait until they start pulling them out. Catch them red-handed.
Use these. The night vision.
What's that?
Sounds like the badger's got one of the dogs.
They're digging.
They've got the corpse.
All right, go! Go, go!
Hey!
That was Canada's.
Where the hell did that come from?
He must have hidden it for a quick getaway.
Get up!
He's heading down towards the road. He's down!
Let's have it. Stop! Please!
You're only making it worse! Get off me! Keep still! You've done nothing! Dean Carradus, I'm arresting you on suspicion of cruelty to an McAndrew artist.
Just get him out of here. Alice? Alice?
Hello?
Alice, where are you?
At Holly's.
What are you doing there? I told you to stay in.
It's not even late.
That's not the point. Anything could happen. I'm sending a taxi.
No.
I'm not arguing. You come straight home, is that clear? Alice? Alice! Oh, I meant to do, Kat? Tell me, because I've no idea.
You've kept me here all night. It's a travesty of justice.
It's a big word for you, Dean.
Piss off.
Where were you last Thursday between 11:15 p.m. and midnight?
No comment.
Your dog had to be destroyed. Did you know that? Its lower jaw was ripped off.
The vet had never seen anything like it.
You ever tried sleeping in one of them cells?
Let me ask you again.
No comment.
I'd have a good think if I were you. Maybe we should ask one of your friends. They've already been charged under the Protection of Badgers Act.
I won't waste your time.
Have you ever been to the Beresford Hotel?
Nope.
You sure about that?
What would I be doing there?
You tell us.
Do you recognise this man? For the DIR, the defendant is being shown exhibits 12, 19 and 27.
How am I supposed to recognise that? Looks like he's been hit by a truck.
Pushed out of a 6th floor window, as a matter of fact.
No.
Take a closer look.
Sorry.
How about I jog your memory? On the 13th of October last year, you threatened to kill him. You don't seem to grasp the seriousness of the situation, Dean. A man has been murdered. Whoever's responsible is looking at a substantial custodial sentence.
Tell us about Marek Baron Kirovchek.
Never heard of him.
That's odd, because he gave you his business card.
Is he a friend of yours?
How much you get for it, dear? A couple of £100?
No comment.
What about a rabbit, then? Pheasant?
You've no idea, have you? Not a clue.
What was his business card doing in your kitchen?
I was thinking of going out for a meal, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Treating the girlfriend.
So what happened? Paulie followed you to the hotel? I imagine a deer's quite a weight to move, especially a dead one. You're in the car park unloading it, he confronts you, you push him. Maybe you didn't mean to kill him, maybe it was an accident. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt here.
No comment.
The thing is, Dean, if you were to cooperate, it's possible a judge might take that into consideration. So, I'll ask you again. Were you or were you not at the Beresford Hotel last Thursday night?
I was not.
Then where were you?
If you must know, I was nicking copper wire off the tracks at Oldsworth Junction.
What?
You heard?
Did anyone see you?
Give us some credit.
Then how do we know you're telling the truth?
Ever heard of smart water?
Why didn't he just lie?
He's not the brightest button in the box. He's covered in the stuff.
You can't get a better alibi than that. You should have seen him under the infrared. He looked like a smurf.
A network rail have confirmed a load of cable was nicked off the tracks that night, all coated in invisible dye.
So what's he looking at?
Slap on the wrist, and he knows it. Why else would he have told us?
So that rule's carried us out for definite.
Our only lead now is Corporal David Webster. Anything more from forensics?
Still working through the crime scene. All we've got is the witness statement from ASADI QADIR.
Which isn't enough. Where the hell's Webster disappeared to?
Boss.
What is it?
ELENA Vassalou didn't turn up for her shift today.
No, there's a surprise.
All right, put out a description to uniform.
We've also just had a call from a Brendan Connor veteran support group.
And?
Webster attended a series of workshops he ran with a local theatre group. Apparently he couldn't cope, so he dropped out after a couple of weeks.
When was this?
About 4 months ago. That was the last he saw of him.
Did he say where he was living?
A place on Duke Street, housing association. He tried calling round once or twice, but there was no sign of him. He reckons he went back to rough sleeping.
What else did he say?
That he was in a bad way. Depression, gambling, all of which, as we know, impacted on his marriage. According to Connor, he got no support from Army Welfare.
That's par for the course.
He said he talked a lot about his daughter in the workshops.
Sophie?
If it wasn't for her, he'd have given up altogether.
Oh, of course. Chips.
What?
Why the hell didn't I see it before?
What are you talking about?
Boss?
When we were talking to Sophie, she was eating a bag of chips.
So?
She said she normally got them free.
I don't follow.
As soon as her mum started on at her, she clammed up. I just assumed she didn't want the grief. Junk food, healthy diet, all that. There's always a huge bowl of chips in the Beresford kitchens for staff. Leftovers. Do you remember?
Yeah, they weren't bad either.
You think she met him at work?
I'm certain of it. There's no way he wouldn't have contacted her. And while she was there, she'd help herself. As soon as she realised what she was saying, she thought better of it. Check CCTV footage of the kitchens.
We already have.
Yeah, but we weren't looking for her. Put extra men on it. We need to act fast. She's been visiting him once a week since he started 3 months ago.
Why lie?
Well, if her mother doesn't know she's in contact with her father, she's not going to tell us, is she?
True. You think she will now?
Let's see. It all fits. He stops going to the counselling sessions, the workshops, disappears from his digs.
And if that's when he started on witness protection, he wouldn't have been able to tell anyone. Except his daughter.
Yeah, there's no way he'd be separated from her. No way on earth. No matter what he's going through.
Not kicking off here.
Excuse us, so we get through.
Boss.
What?
Shoes.
Hey?
Shoes off on the mat.
Right. Blimey, state of your socks.
Adding ventilation.
You need to cut your nails more often. Can you see her anywhere?
Look the same in the bobble hats. Must be some sort of competition.
There she is, look.
Where?
Hanging off that blue thing, top of the wall.
I tell you, won't get me up there.
Sophie? Sophie?
What are you doing here?
We were wondering if we could have a quick word.
Mum's not here.
It's you we wanted to talk to. Nothing to worry about. This is DI Tanner.
All right. So what's going on here?
Bouldering championships.
I thought you used ropes and that.
That's sports climbing. We just use the holds, and if you fall, you fall. Watch yourself.
Is there anywhere a bit quieter we could go?
There's a training room through there. Is this about Dad?
We know you visited him at the Beresford Hotel. We understand why you didn't say before.
Is he all right? What's happened?
We think he could be in danger, which is why we need to find him.
Oh, my God. She'll go mental if she finds out I've been seeing him.
She doesn't have to know.
How often does he make contact?
Once a week. It depends. I can go months without hearing a thing.
What about lately?
He thought they were bugging the calls.
Who?
Whoever's supposed to be looking after him.
The National Crime Agency.
That's why he swapped phones. Threw the old one away.
So he's told you about the witness protection?
Yes.
On the case?
He wouldn't say.
What is it?
Before, you were asking about the break-in.
What about it?
Mum said nothing was taken.
That's right.
I wrote the address on a pad.
What address?
Where he was working.
The Beresford?
Yes, and after the break-in, it had gone.
Which would explain how she found him.
Could we have a look at your phone?
No way.
Just to see your messages.
It's just banter, look.
When was this taken?
Hey?
Your screensaver?
Oh, years ago. Dad sent it to me one time when he was away.
That's him there?
The one in the middle, yeah. He used to have well short hair.
Where was this?
In the desert somewhere.
They don't look like army.
No, that was after he left. Private security.
When was that?
I must have been about 6 or 7.
Around 2007.
Who were the other two?
I don't remember their names. The Three Musketeers, that's what they called themselves.
Is there any way we can get a copy of this?
I could screenshot it and airdrop it to you. Look, I've got to go now.
Listen, if your dad contacts you again, ring this number. Will you do that for me?
Do you think she'll call?
You never know. Turn the car around. I'll be back in a minute.
Eh?
Got to see a man about a dog.
What's she do? You know, I had a call from Alice earlier. She had to walk home last night.
What?
She said you never drive her anymore.
Rubbish. And anyway, I sent a taxi to collect her.
It never turned up. She tried calling, but your phone was switched off.
Why didn't she say anything this morning?
When she woke up, you'd gone.
Is she okay?
She's fine.
Why is she phoning you?
We talk sometimes.
Yeah?
Maybe you should try it. Might help.
Well, for the record, I have tried. Numerous times. And it only seems to upset her more, so don't start giving me advice. What is it, Sue?
Bad news. ASADI QADIR has retracted his statement.
What?
He says he can't be sure it was Quinn, a.k.a. Dave Webster, who paid him to move the laundry basket.
What do you mean? Have you spoken to him?
Just now.
He was adamant.
I know, but he's not budging.
He's been got at. It must have been. I don't know. But why change his story now?
Dave, it's me.
Where have you been?
Getting food. What's wrong?
The police have been round, questioning my daughter.
You've spoken to her?
She just called to warn me.
You didn't tell her where we were?
Of course not.
What did you say?
Nothing.
I told you, didn't I? We can't leave now. We have to stay put.
She said there was a woman as well who called at the house.
What?
Asking questions.
Did she say who it was?
No, she'd never seen her before.
And you've no idea who it could be?
None at all.
Then we must be careful.
Someone's protecting Webster.
Who?
The NCA?
They wouldn't do that, would they? Noble a witness.
If it was important enough.
Can't see it.
Then who else?
ELENA Vassilou.
Why would she, though?
She knows ASADI. Maybe she persuaded him, paid him off. Whatever her game is, she's not going to want us complicating things.
All right, so what do we do?
Try and find out why.
Whatever the reason, we must be getting close.
My hunch is that it's something to do with this photo.
If the NCA are involved, then it's got to be something big.
Where do you reckon this was taken?
Could be Iraq. Dates fit. The place was swarming with private security firms working for Western contractors.
Rebuilding what they destroyed.
It was big money. Some of them made millions.
Including Foley, off the back of MOD contracts.
So Webster leaves the army.
And goes out to Iraq in a pair of chinos and gun belt to make his fortune.
What went wrong, I wonder?
How do you mean?
Well, it's hardly the epitome of success, is it?
Well, from the sounds of it, he was pretty messed up after Bosnia, yet somehow managed to hold it together.
What are you thinking?
Maybe something happened out there to tip him over the edge.
Such as?
I don't know yet. Maybe that's what the NCA are investigating.
In which case, who are these other two in the picture? And where are they now?
Here. There is more bread if you want.
Thanks. This is all my fault. Because of me, Sophie's been made to suffer.
I'm sure she's stronger than you think.
One minute you're there. The next you disappear. And they've no idea why. That's the worst of it.
You speak to her, though.
I shouldn't. I know.
It's understandable.
You think?
If I were in her shoes, I'd want to know where my father was.
They promised to take care of me.
Who?
The Protected Person Services. The NCA. They expected me to cope.
What do they want from you?
The more you know, the worse it'll be.
I'm in this now just as much as you. I have to know.
I thought I'd managed to bury it. To forget about it.
What? What did you bury? Tell me.
After I left the army, a group of us set up on our own. Guns for hire. It was either that or the dole. We had plenty of contacts. Delegates from the construction companies would fly into Baghdad and we'd offer close protection. The whole place was still crawling with insurgents, suicide bombers. You never knew what you'd come up against.
Sounds dangerous.
Like the Wild West. We got a reputation. Worked with all the big boys. Rebuilding bridges, roads. The money was insane.
What was that?
What?
I thought I heard something.
I didn't hear anything.
Move! Quickly! This way!
I want you!
In Stone, DCI Stone was played by Hugo Speer, D.I. Tanner by Craig Cheetham, and D.S. Sukeli by Deborah McAndrew. ELENA was played by Lizzie Stavrou, Dave Webster by Jason Doan, Lisa and Heather Webster by Emma Cunniff, Sophie by Sasha Parkinson, Tomo and Dean Carradus by William Fox, and Alice by Millie Gibson. Stone was created by Danny Brocklehurst. It was written by Richard Monks and directed by Nadia Molinari. A BBC Radio Drama North production.
Does the name Maxwell Foley mean anything to you? He's been murdered. Terry Quinn, not his real name. Why has he now gone AWOL? What we do know is that he's been granted immunity from prosecution by the NCA. It's ELENA, isn't it? ELENA Vasilou.
That's right.
I don't suppose you've heard anything of Terry Quinn.
Oh, no, I'm afraid not.
We know Terry Quinn's real identity. Corporal David Webster. Both he and Foley served together in the same regiment. This case of yours, it's clearly military related.
What was that?
What?
I thought I heard something.
I didn't hear anything.
Move! Quickly!
For God's sake, stop him! Charlie!
He's gone, it's okay.
She's been hit. She's been hit.
What? Your leg?
Hold on, stay with me, stay with me. Stay with me.
Oh, let me see. I need to stem the blood loss.
What have you got?
Witnesses saw two figures fleeing down the alleyway pursued by gunmen. From their statements, we're sure it's Webster.
I thought you didn't want us anywhere near.
It seems you were right. There was a woman with him.
ELENA Vasilou.
A neighbour saw the pair arrive earlier today. She certainly matches the description you gave.
I suppose an apology's out of the question.
We need to work together on this one.
So what's changed?
I couldn't risk jeopardising the case. We just got to the point where Webster was starting to name names.
Yeah, you said.
This is a highly sensitive operation. You've no idea what's at stake here, John.
Well, I might have if you told me what was going on.
We've always been committed to working in partnership.
With PCCs and chief police officers. Yeah, I've read the blurb. But that's not what it feels like, Lisa. We're still in the dark.
If any of this gets out, we're sunk. The fewer people who know, the better. In here, we'll need to suit up.
Why is he on witness protection?
A neighbour saw a man in the stairwell. Black hoodie, jeans. We've got a statement. From the looks of things, he shot the lock.
Still avoiding the question. How about I try a different tack? What's this got to do with Iraq?
What do you know about Iraq?
You tell me.
Our priority right now is to find Webster and ELENA Vasilou.
What do you know about Vasilou?
Nothing. What we do know is that one of them has been hit. There's a fair amount of blood in the alleyway.
Do we know whose it is?
Not yet. We're putting together CCTV now.
What about hospitals?
Nothing so far.
John.
Jolene, what have we got?
Judging by the bullet holes along the wall, we're looking at a low-velocity pistol of some kind. Any more than that is impossible to say at this stage.
And the blood?
Whoever's it is, they're bleeding profusely. There'll be no issues collecting DNA.
Pushing over and the bullet would have shattered the bone. He's just grazed the gastrocnemius.
It's all like a doctor.
My mother was a nurse. Keep still. Who was that back there?
I don't know.
Why are they so determined to kill you? This is gonna hurt. In the flats before, you said there was something you wanted to forget, to bury.
You should go. Well, you still can. You should go.
How can I? We need to find somewhere dry where I can clean this properly, or it will become infected.
Okay. There's a place not far from here, a derelict hotel.
You think you can make it?
I have no choice. All right, come on.
According to land registry, the flat belongs to Geraldine Barton.
Then let's get on to her ASAP.
Not possible.
Why not?
She's 6 feet under. Died last year.
What about next of kin?
There's a daughter. The caretaker reckons she lives abroad. Didn't know where. He said the place has been empty for months.
And he didn't notice anyone coming or going?
Nope. Although a neighbour on the floor below saw a woman on the landing with a shopping bag. Mid-20s, dark hair.
ELENA Vassalou. We still don't know who she is or why the subterfuge.
What if she was in on the stolen meat racket?
Why would she?
Money. She's not going to earn much as a prep chef.
I can't see it. My guess is she's after something.
What?
Information of some kind. Okay, everyone, listen up. Last night's shooting means that we now have one murder, that of Maxwell Foley, and one attempted murder, that of David Webster and/or ELENA Vassalou, by person or persons unknown. It's possible these two incidents are connected, but we can't assume as much. So what do we know? That Maxwell Foley was killed in the car park of the Beresford Hotel before being bundled out of a 6th floor window. One of the cleaners, ASADI QADIR, made a statement claiming that David Webster, under the alias of Terry Quinn, paid him to take a laundry basket from the ground floor to the 6th floor. This statement has since been retracted. Why? We need to talk to him as a matter of urgency. DC Novak.
Boss.
Find out what's going on. My guess is that he's been got at. I want to know by who.
Boss.
We know that Webster and Foley were friends. They served together in the same unit on various tours of duty from 1990 to 2005. The First Gulf War, Bosnia, Cyprus, Afghanistan. We also know that after leaving the army in 2005, Webster worked as a private military contractor, possibly in Iraq. DC HALE, see what more you can find out.
Boss.
ELENA Vassalou was interviewed following Foley's death. But where does she fit into all of this? If she's a journalist, then what's she investigating? Is it anything to do with the NCA's case?
We know she visited Webster's ex-wife asking about Webster's whereabouts 2 months ago, so she clearly knows his real identity. She then gets a job at the Beresford Hotel, working in the kitchens as a prep chef. And we know Foley visited the kitchens to confront the chef, Marek Biarenkiowczak, about buying stolen meat poached from his land.
There's no doubt she's involved in this somehow. The question is, how exactly and why? That's it. Go and do your best work.
What if she and Webster are in a relationship?
You're not serious.
Why not? I mean, I know she denied it, but who's to say she wasn't lying?
Because he's about 30 years older than her. You might want to look at this.
What is it?
Just through from forensics. The alleyway behind the flats.
Bloodstains along the ground and in doorways.
Obviously where they've taken cover.
And this is the latest CCTV footage from one of the cameras on the south side of the estate. 2345.
There they are. Webster and Vassalou.
No sign of the gunman.
From the way he's moving, it looks like it's Webster who's been hit.
My leg's burning up. I can't go.
All right, let's rest a minute. Here, some water. You were saying about Iraq.
Your mother. Tell me about your mother.
What?
She was a nurse, yes?
A midwife. Why do you want to know about her?
What would she say if she could see you now?
I don't know.
Oh, she would thank me for getting you into all this. That's for sure.
You're not to blame for what happened at the hotel.
Then who is?
Is that what the NCA want? To know about Iraq?
We need to keep moving.
Boss.
What is it?
CCTV of the gunman. Captured by a camera at the top of Blackwell Lane to the north of the Glenmead estate.
2350.
Just after the shooting.
Dirt bike?
A Ducati by the looks of it. Clocked heading away from the area at speed. From here, he takes a left turn, off-road, across the park and down the bank towards the canal.
Is there any more?
Afraid not. He's possibly used the towpath to take advantage of blind spots. Half the cameras along there are out of action.
What about the license plate? Can we get any clearer on that?
They're still trying.
Odds are, if he missed the first time, he'll try again.
Whoever it is, they know what they're doing. There are no images of him entering or leaving the building. And no one heard the shots either.
So he was using a silencer?
A pro. Ex-forces, maybe?
When I mentioned Iraq to Lisa, she looked uneasy.
You think it's connected?
I don't know. But whatever it is, she obviously doesn't want us to know. And then there's this photo.
3 Musketeers.
If we could identify these other 2 men, it might help.
Won't be easy. They'll have changed a bit. Got rid of the beards, maybe.
Get Tolliday's team to check Army records, see if they can find anything.
Boss.
What we still don't know is how any of this connects to Foley, if at all.
We know that he and Webster were in the same regiment. That's more than coincidence, surely. And what's to say Foley isn't somehow linked to the NCA's investigation?
If he was, then they'd have shut us down straight away. The NCA are still playing things close to their chest. It's up to us to get traction on this. Chase up your contact with the Veteran Support Group. If this whole thing is military-related, then Webster will more than likely have confided in one of his own.
Half?
What is it?
Do you want the good news or the bad?
Surprise me.
ASADI QADIR has disappeared. Vanished.
Shit.
No sign of him anywhere.
All right. Get his picture out to uniform. Whoever's behind this knows what they're doing. What's the good news?
We've got a name related to the flat owner. Mia Clayton.
Well, let's hope she can lead us to Bonnie and Clyde.
Up or down? Up. Have you spoken to your dad yet?
What?
About giving you away?
I've been meaning to call round.
I found his invite this morning in the hall desk.
Oh, right. I was wondering where that had gone.
I can drop it off if you like. I'm going that way.
No, I'll do it.
2.
I've got to go. I'll see you later.
How do you know this place?
I slept here months back.
And there's no security.
Nothing worth nicking. Even the roof tiles have gone.
Oh.
It's all right. It's just a bird. They roost in the rafters. Watch out, some of the floorboards are missing.
You said there was a cellar.
At the far end, beneath the kitchens. No one will find us down there.
I'm sorry, the place is a mess.
I thought it was just in the movies.
What?
The skeleton in the corner.
Oh, she's our party piece.
How do you know it's a she?
Wider pelvic cavity.
Of course.
You wanted to talk about the flat.
I take it you've not heard.
There was an incident there last night.
What sort of incident?
A shooting.
Oh my God. What do you mean? Who's been shot?
We're trying to trace those involved.
Well, how can I help?
Do the names ELENA Vassalou and David Webster mean anything to you?
No.
You sure?
Positive. Was anyone hurt?
We believe they were staying there.
I hardly ever go over.
So you didn't know?
No.
There was no sign of forced entry?
Does anyone else have a key to the property?
No. Except the estate agents.
It's on the market?
Will be in a couple of weeks.
Who with?
Lingard's on Oxford Road.
I'll be back in a minute.
Where's she going?
Don't worry, we'll be out of your way soon.
Oh God, a shooting. I have to be at the hospital in a minute.
You've no plans to move there yourself?
What?
The flat?
No, it's too far out. Who's she talking to?
She won't be long.
Do you mind if I get my things together?
Go ahead. Any idea what you want to be?
Paediatrician.
Kids.
Yeah.
I've been on to the estate agents. They say they've yet to collect the keys.
Oh, I definitely gave them a set.
Mia, you seem like a bright person to me. The last thing you want in your CV is a criminal record for obstructing a police investigation.
How do you know ELENA Vassalou and David Webster?
Your friend is in serious danger. We need to find her.
She said she needed a place to stay, just for a day or two. I promised I wouldn't tell.
How do you know her?
She was on the same course. She dropped out at the end of first year.
Why did she drop out?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know she wasn't enjoying it.
And what about after she left? Do you know what she did or where she went?
No. We lost touch.
What, so she just contacted you out of the blue?
Her landlord had chucked her out.
What about David Webster?
I've never met him.
She didn't mention him?
No.
But you gave her the key?
Yes.
So you have seen her?
What?
Well, you met up, presumably.
I left it outside, under the mat. They let themselves in.
Why did she insist you didn't tell anyone?
I don't know.
What, you didn't ask?
No.
Nice photo. Where was this taken?
Cyprus. We were visiting Eleanor's family.
Cyprus?
Yes.
I thought she was Greek.
No power. You okay?
Yeah. Look, I'll use the torch on my phone. There should be a candle somewhere.
Who's that?
What?
Screensaver.
That's Sophie. Taken a while ago.
Beautiful blue eyes.
That was the first thing I noticed when she was born. The midwife gave it to me to cut the cord. I just remember holding her. This tiny thing screaming at the top of her lungs. And it suddenly hit me that I was responsible for bringing this person into the world. And that now she was relying on me to be there. To look after her.
How did that make you feel?
Terrified.
How old is she now?
19. She reminds me a lot of you.
You hardly know me.
No. But she's determined. She doesn't give up easily.
ELENA Vassilou, born in Larnaca, Cyprus, 1995. Not Greece, as she told us previously, which is why we couldn't find anything on her. She enrolled at the university to study medicine in 2017. Now, she's clearly bright, top grades at school. Initially, things went well at university. The staff we talked to described her as a dedicated student. Then, halfway through the year, attendance dropped. Started to skip practicals. She was referred to student well-being, but apparently never turned up.
When they did catch up with her, she was suffering from anxiety and bouts of depression. It seems she rarely left her digs, and if she did, it was always with her friend, Mia.
After leaving medical school, she returned to Cyprus. And that's as far as we know. So what went wrong? What caused her to drop out? And why did she lie about her nationality? Now, it's likely she'll have family in Cyprus. There may be people in her town or village, neighbours, who can tell us more about who she is. Why, when she returns to the UK, is she intent on finding David Webster?
Starting with his regiment before tracking down his ex-wife, Heather.
Whatever her reasons, a good deal of thought and preparation has clearly gone into this. So what brought her back? Jolene, what have you got for us?
Good news.
Could do with some.
Do I get a drum roll?
That depends.
We've carried out analysis of the blood from the alleyway and matched the DNA with that found on the fragment of the blue kitchen glove snagged on the corner of the laundry trolley at the Beresford Hotel.
Which puts Webster at the scene of the crime.
Slap bang in the middle.
Jolene, I could kiss you.
The NCA aren't gonna like this.
He's the prime suspect in a murder case. They can't stop us now. All right, let's get to it. We need to find both Webster and Vassilou.
Jolene? Jolene?
What is it you're ashamed of? The fact that you're a lesbian, me?
What?
Let me know when you've figured it out.
What are you talking about?
I called in to see your dad.
What?
With the invitation.
But
when were you going to tell him?
What did he say?
You lied. You told us you'd come out months ago and that he was fine. Why?
Jolene, please.
What did you think was going to happen? That we'd get married without knowing?
I don't know. I didn't know what to do.
Oh, for God's sake.
Jolene!
Any news on the motorbike?
Nothing yet.
Check CCTV around the Beresford. If the shooting at the Glenmead estate and Foley's murder are linked, then there's a chance the gunman may have used the same bike to escape from the hotel as well.
Boss.
What else have you got?
I spoke to Brendan Connor again from the Veteran Support Group.
Anything?
Maybe. Evidently, Webster was deeply troubled after his time working as a PMC in Iraq.
After he'd left the army?
That's what he said. From the sound of it, he'd managed to cope with the PTSD, more or less, up until then. And that's when the trouble started. Drinking, gambling, from about 2007 onwards.
Which ties in with his commanding officer's statement.
About 4 months ago, Webster came to one of the support sessions. Connor had obviously seen him on and off over the years, but this time, he said he seemed different. Webster spoke a lot about his daughter, Sophie, and how he'd been talking to her, getting things straight. Apparently, he said he was determined to put things right.
Put what right?
He didn't say.
Why won't you tell me?
I shouldn't have said anything. It'll only get you into more trouble.
Does Sophie know?
Not all of it. No. For the same reason. But it's because of her that I decided to speak up. To tell them.
The NCA?
All that time I was protecting the wrong people.
The people who are now trying to kill you.
Instead of my own family.
What made you change your mind?
Sophie found me one day. I disappeared. But she found me. Down by the canal. They weren't sure how much I'd had. I thought I'd done it properly. Obviously not. She came with me in the ambulance. Didn't realise at the time. Was barely conscious. But I remember looking up and seeing those same blue eyes.
I've told you all you need to know.
You've told us nothing, Lisa.
What exactly did he say?
He told us about Webster working as a PMC in Iraq.
Go on.
Then he had some sort of epiphany, which was when he came to you. Am I right or am I right? Look, we now have DNA placing Webster at the scene of the crime. That makes him a prime suspect. We need to know everything.
There are other factors at play here.
You talk about collaboration, yet I'm working with one arm tied behind my back.
It's not that simple.
You expect us to run round doing your spade work, yet you won't lift a finger to help.
Is that what you think? That we've been sitting on our arses all this time? It's not just Webster we risk losing if your lot start crashing about, but other possible witnesses. Besides, there's nothing you're telling me about Webster that we don't already know.
What about ASADI QADIR?
What about him?
Did you nobble him?
Of course not. Just back off.
Then who did?
We're not sure, but this whole investigation goes way beyond your remit.
Oh, meaning what? Plod can't cope?
I didn't say that.
You didn't need to. What if Foley's murder links back to your case?
Hello? No, I have to go.
By failing to cooperate, you're putting my officers in danger. I need to know exactly what we're dealing with, Lisa. I'll find out, one way or the other. Tanner, get me details of every incident involving private military contractors that took place in Iraq between 2005 and 2007, when Webster was working as a PMC, no matter how insignificant they might seem.
You're joking. There'll be hundreds.
Get DC Novak to help. Something happened to our three musketeers while they were out there. I'm certain of it.
You think that's the basis of the NCA case?
She didn't deny it. Whatever it is, it's got to be big or they wouldn't be involved.
Boss, we've checked out ELENA Vassilou's communication history. She made several calls to a mobile registered to Mia Clayton the day before the shooting.
About the flat?
More than likely. We've got CCTV footage of the pair meeting outside Mia's digs.
All right, now we're getting somewhere.
Mia?
Very well.
Wait.
What do you want?
You lied. Where is she?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You told us that you left the key under the mat for ELENA.
What?
We've got CCTV of you giving it to her in person.
What difference does it make?
Anything from 12 months to life for perverting the course of justice. Look, we just want to talk to her. We're not interested in your relationship.
What?
Is that what you're worried about? That people will find out?
I don't know what you're on about.
Parents? Believe me, I understand.
This has got nothing to do with parents or anyone else. Hers are both dead anyway.
What do you know about them?
I know that she never got on with her father. He died from asbestosis years back.
And her mother?
Committed suicide 6 months ago. Now for the last time, I don't know where she is.
Oh, God.
Wait. It's all right. You're all right.
You were having another nightmare.
What? I tried to stop him, I swear.
Who's Charlie?
Charlie.
Who is he? Tell me.
There's no doubt they were an item.
How do you know?
Trust me, when you've been in the closet for as long as I have, you know.
Yes, love.
I'll have the baked potato with chilli, please.
What about now?
No idea. She's claiming she doesn't know where she is. But she told me that Eleanor's mother committed suicide partway through her studies.
Which explains why she went back to Cyprus.
It would also explain the depression, which is why she dropped out.
But I'm afraid her relationship with Mia blows the whole theory that there's anything going on between her and Webster.
Not necessarily.
Thanks.
Right now, Mia Clayton's our best chance of finding her.
You think ELENA might get in touch?
If she's desperate enough. Or vice versa.
Yes, love.
I'll just have the salad, please.
So were you?
Nothing.
What's with the rabbit food?
Alice is trying to persuade me to become veggie to save the planet.
It's a slippery slope. Here you go. Some bedtime reading.
What's this?
Lists of violations involving private security firms in Iraq.
Bloody hell.
There's another file on my desk. DC's HALE and Morris are going through it.
Anything stick out?
Depends what we're looking for. The chances are that whatever they were involved in won't have been reported. Or if it has, it's been covered up.
What about the Iraq Historic Allegations team?
So far, they've mainly been going for the MOD for alleged breaches of the Geneva Convention's human rights abuses, rather than PMCs.
Or the Red Cross?
Same. Nothing that involves Webster.
Yes, love.
Fish and chips with scraps, please, love. Ta.
Lisa.
Meet me in half an hour.
Where?
The cathedral.
What's that about?
I think we may have touched a nerve. I thought this only happened in movies.
Open it.
What am I looking at?
You want to know about the case? It's all there.
Iraq.
A small village about 50 miles from Basra.
The Kasai massacre. It was all over the papers.
They thought the elders had collaborated with the coalition forces. It was an act of retribution.
So they just mowed them down.
That was the official version. What I'm about to tell you is highly sensitive information.
Understood.
Whilst escorting 2 representatives from a Western construction firm and a British government official, the convoy strayed into controlled territory. One of the jeeps got a blowout, and they found themselves surrounded by villagers. It seems that one of the PMCs then panicked and started shooting indiscriminately, resulting in the death of 14 civilians, mainly children.
And Webster's testimony is the key to bringing those responsible to justice.
Exactly. That's about as much as he's told us so far.
When were these taken?
Just hours after. An intelligence unit came across them and called in air support. The men were airlifted out, and the whole thing hushed up.
And the cover-up story put out by the military to avoid reprisals.
We're still struggling to trace who they were even working for.
And this is Webster, in Iraq.
Where did you get that?
His daughter, Sophie.
Yes.
We've been trying to identify the other 2 men.
That's Graham Thomas. Tomo. The one with the beard. He served with Webster. Webster's already named him as one of the PMCs in the convoy.
Then why hasn't he been picked up?
This is just the tip of the iceberg, John. UK private security firms now dominate the industry, made up of thousands of ex-army personnel. It's worth millions to the economy. There are those who have a vested interest in keeping this buried.
So who's he? This 3rd man?
I don't recognize him.
Sunglasses don't help.
No, Webster was on the verge of telling us when he disappeared. Whoever it is, we think they're being protected.
So who is this Tomo?
They were in the same regiment.
Along with Foley?
Yeah.
Well, if Webster was about to dob Tomo in, he's every reason for wanting him dead. Stop him from testifying.
And Foley just got in the way.
Which one?
Next block, on the right.
Oh, we're just walking away.
We just want a quick word, Mr. Thomas.
Where were you last night?
Here?
Can you prove it?
Doubt it.
Well, then that's a problem.
For you, maybe. It's up to you to prove I will where you think I will, not the other way round.
Are you going, my friend? Not lost, are you?
Piss off.
Only we seem to be walking around in circles.
Just leave me alone, yeah?
How about you take a look at this?
Just stop for a minute, take a breather.
So long as you get off me back.
Now, that's you and Corporal David Webster, yes?
I don't have to answer nothing.
Yes or no?
All right. Yeah.
Who's he? The other man in the Jeep?
I don't know.
Really?
It was a long time ago.
Well, considering what you all went through, I'd have thought you'd remember.
No.
We know what happened in Iraq.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have another look.
I don't have to put up with this shit.
What now?
We put a tail on him and tap his phone, see where he leads us. Soon.
Forensics have identified the gun used in the shooting. A Glock 17 pistol.
That's used by the British Army.
What happened out there in Iraq? Keep still. What did he do, Charlie?
Why does it matter to you?
Why do you keep calling his name?
When?
Every time you sleep.
Oh.
This needs proper attention. I can't do it here.
I'm not going to hospital.
It will only get worse. It needs sutures.
You do it.
I'm not a doctor.
You seem to know a lot.
I don't even have a needle.
Oh, please.
All right.
Thank you.
On one condition.
What?
You tell me who Charlie is.
Hello?
It's me, Tomo.
What are you doing calling this number? I told you.
The police have been round.
And what do they want?
Hamza, stop at the gates. Olgov, and little Wabba.
I want to know about Webber.
And what did you say?
Nothing.
Are you sure? Make sure you keep it that way. If we stick to our story of what happened in Iraq, we've got nothing to worry about. I don't want to hear from you again. Have you got that?
I'm sorry, Charlie.
What's this?
Tomo's file.
You think he's the shooter?
Certainly got the motive, and he's got previous. 5 years in 2010 for possession of an unlicensed firearm, though he only served 18 months.
And this is him now?
Minus the beard.
Oh, no wonder I didn't recognise him from the Iraq photo. He's the bloke at Max Foley's funeral. He's put on a few pounds as well.
What do you reckon?
It's whether he could stay sober long enough to shoot straight, that's the question.
Or maybe not, which is why he missed. What's this?
Was my wedding speech.
What do you mean, was?
Doesn't matter.
Tell me.
No, it's...
Hey, what's wrong?
It's my fault.
What is?
Jolene, she wants to call it off.
Why? What's happened?
I didn't tell him.
Who?
Dad. I couldn't.
Tell him what?
Any of it. She called round with the invitation. That was the first he knew about it.
And what happened?
Well, that's the thing. He was fine about it. You know what Jolene's like. He even gave her a hug.
There you are.
Oh, no.
Is it all right?
Fine.
What is it?
Tomo. He made 2 calls pretty much straight away after we left.
He didn't hang about. Who to?
The first to a unit on the Peasmarsh Industrial Estate, the second to an unregistered mobile. Both calls within minutes of each other.
Do we know who the unit belongs to?
I checked with the commercial letting agent.
And?
It's leased to Burstock Security, whose CEO is listed on the company's register as Charles Haynes.
Really?
And get this, I checked army records too. He was in the same regiment as Foley, Tomo and Webster.
The 3 Musketeers.
What are you looking for?
There was an envelope kicking around here somewhere.
What's this? Junk man.
That'll do. Wait here.
Can I help?
I've got a letter. Special delivery. Can't read the name. Haywood, I think?
Oh, Mr. Haynes.
That must be it. Is he here?
No, he's in the Middle East at the moment. Saudi.
Needs a signature, I'm afraid.
Oh, I can do that.
Great. Looks busy out there.
Loading up for the exhibition.
Oh, yeah? What exhibition's that, then?
The Arms Fair at the Exhibition Centre. Starts tomorrow.
Right. And will Mr. Haynes be there?
Oh, absolutely. He's flying back in tonight.
Mind if I take one of these?
Of course you can.
If only everything were that easy.
What's this?
Marketing. Picked it up off the desk.
Burstock Security, providing advanced security solutions to government and non-government organisations, corporations and individuals. Bloody hell.
They make it sound so clinical. Have a look on the back. Recognise anyone?
Charles Haynes.
Currently in Saudi.
What's he doing out there?
I dread to think.
The potential for engaging with the Ministry of Defence is huge, and, I say again, would benefit all those involved. Burstock Security is a multi-million-pound business dedicated to maintaining stability around the globe.
What's this?
Haynes at an arms fair in Dubai. Found it on the internet.
Year on year, yet we continue to deploy our armed forces to remote and hostile regions, putting an ever-increasing burden on UK taxpayers. The private sector can help.
Okay, enough.
Providing skills.
What else have you got?
Burstock have got offshore accounts in Cayman Islands and Bermuda. Last year's profits, according to HMRC, totaled $32 million.
Of what was declared. Anything else?
Some interesting names on the board of directors, including a former member of the Department of Trade and Industry responsible for the Middle East, now retired.
Powerful people.
He's a fixer. He acts as a go-between, buying and selling arms.
We know from the photo that Haynes is connected with Webster and Tomo. It now seems Foley was also in Iraq at the same time. Something his widow failed to mention before. Plus, we have Webster's DNA at the scene of the crime.
All of which I accept. But except for Webster, you've nothing to connect either Haynes or Tomo directly to Foley's murder or to the Glenmead estate shooting. It's all circumstantial.
Tomo phoned Haynes straight after our visit, which make Haynes a person of interest. My guess is they're panicking.
So what time does he fly in?
He's on the 23:15 from Jeddah.
Oh, gee.
Here, Gibson, nearly done.
Where did you get the needle?
It doesn't matter. There, finished.
Thank you.
Now, I've kept my side of the bargain. You must keep yours.
We were escorting representatives from a construction firm to a site in the south.
Who's we?
Me, Tomo, and Charlie Haynes. Heading for Basra, we came across a roadblock. The week before, 2 PMCs had been hauled out their jeep and shot. So we took off, across the desert, figuring we'd find our way back onto the highway. What was left of it. We should have never have gone. It was too dangerous.
Then why did you?
We'd have lost the contract otherwise.
It must have been worth it.
They were reconstructing the oil fields. Money was no object.
What happened?
Eventually we came to a village. The plan was to fill it with water and carry on. But as we're heading down the main street, the front tyre blows. It rips right off its rim. We had no choice but to stop. We kept the delegates low. Me and Tomo get out and start changing the wheel.
What about Haynes?
He's covering us. Before we know it, we're surrounded by kids asking for sweets.
What did you do?
Threw a load into the crowd, thinking it'd keep them quiet, that they'd leave us alone. Charlie's shouting at us to hurry up. He's panicking big time. I'm dripping with sweat, trying to get the nuts back on the wheel, but one's missing. I'm searching around in the dirt, trying to find it, when we hear a bang from the roof above us. I drop to the floor. Charlie's onto it. Something moves and he's about to shoot, and then a flock of birds, doves, fly out of their coop. Dozens of them, twisting and turning. And there's a sense of relief. Tomo starts laughing. And when I look around, there's this little girl. There's this little girl with the most beautiful blue eyes. And she's holding out the missing nut that she's found. I give her a handful of sweets and she smiles. And that's when Charlie sees him. This figure running towards us, tall, holding a gun. And Charlie immediately opens fire, no hesitation. He's wired. And all hell breaks loose. People screaming, running for cover. He keeps on. One burst after another. 50, 60 rounds. And I try to stop him, shouting. People falling to the ground. There's blood everywhere. And I realise then that there's blood all over my hands. Only it's not mine. It's hers. The girl pressed against me, trying to escape.
And I'm holding her, and she's bleeding. And there's nothing I can do except try and shield her against the side of the Jeep. I can see she's in a bad way, so I lower her down by the wheel. Breathing's getting shallow, and I try to stop the bleeding, but it's impossible. Can't do anything. Then I can feel her slipping away. I can see it in her eyes. Those beautiful blue eyes. It was my fault. It was all my fault.
You said you tried to stop him, Haynes.
I unclipped my pistol and I pointed it right at him and I was going to kill him. I would have killed him.
What stopped you?
His gun jammed. All of a sudden the firing stopped. It was carnage. Everywhere you looked. Utter carnage.
And the gunman?
He was just a boy. 15, 16 years old. With a shepherd's crook.
He must pay for what he's done.
Sue, with me.
Where are we going?
We've got the go-ahead to pick up Haynes. Get onto border control.
Boss?
DC Novak, I want officers outside Tomo's flat. If he gets wind Haynes has been picked up, he might try and make a bolt for it.
Boss? You think he's definitely involved?
There's every likelihood. Webster, Tomo and Haynes, we're all in Iraq together. All for one and one for all.
Haynes' flight is up on the board. He should be coming through any minute. I'll just check.
Tanner.
I've just been back over Foley's communication history from the phone retrieved at the Beresford.
And?
He made several calls on the day of his murder. One from the Agri Star Indian restaurant at 21:15, and a couple from outside the hotel. One at 16:55.
Tell me something I don't know.
He was calling Haynes.
How can you be sure?
They were all made to the same number Tomo rang.
You positive?
The pay as you go.
How was this missed?
If we had twice as many officers, we'd solve cases in half the time.
Then that's it. Our missing link. What if Haynes was giving orders to Foley?
To eliminate Webster?
It all fits. If Webster testifies, then it's over for him.
Boss?
Speak later. Where is he?
There's no sign of him.
What do you mean?
I've just spoken to the airline. His bags were taken off the plane at Amsterdam Schiphol.
What?
He wasn't on the flight.
Shit. He's been tipped off.
In Stone, DCI John Stone was played by Hugo Speer, DS Sue Kelly by Deborah McAndrew, and DI Mike Tanner by Craig Cheetham. ELENA was played by Lizzie Stavrou, JOLENE by Angela Lonsdale, and Dave Webster by Jason Doan. Lisa was played by Emma Cunniff, Tomo by William Fox, Mia by Nadia Imam, and Charlie Haynes by Simon Trinder. Stone was created by Danny Brocklehurst. It was written by Richard Monks and directed by Gary Brown. A BBC Radio Drama North production.
Do the names Eleanor Vassalou and David Webster mean anything to you?
Judging by the bullet holes along the wall, we're looking at a low-velocity pistol of some kind. Any more than that is impossible to say at this stage.
And the blood?
Whoever's it is, they're bleeding profusely.
Who was that back there? I don't know. Why are they so determined to kill you?
The police have been round.
And what do they want?
I want to know about Webber.
If we stick to our story of what happened in Iraq, we've got nothing to worry about. I don't want to hear from you again. Have you got that?
Tomo phoned Haynes straight after our visit. To make Haynes a person of interest. My guess is they're panicking.
What time's he flying?
He's on the 23:15 from Jeddah.
There's no sign of him.
What do you mean?
I've just spoken to the airline. His bags were taken off the plane at Amsterdam Schiphol.
What?
He wasn't on the flight.
He's been tipped off.
Whoa! Stop!
Morning, everyone. Right, listen up. Charles Haynes, fixer, arms dealer, CEO of Burstock Security. Finding Haynes is now our priority. We believe he's directly connected to the murder of Maxwell Foley and to the attempted murder of Corporal David Webster.
Haynes, Webster, and a third man, Graham Thomas, Tomo, are part of an ongoing NCA investigation into an incident that took place in 2007, in which a number of Iraqi civilians were killed. As a consequence of Webster turning Queen's evidence, we believe he and ELENA Vassalou are now in serious danger.
What have you found?
So it fell. We need more lights over here.
What the hell is that? We know Haynes is extremely well connected, with friends in the military and Whitehall. So, who tipped him off?
It's possible it may have been someone within the force with inside knowledge of the case. We're conducting our own internal inquiries to try and establish the source.
So from now on, all information regarding this investigation remains strictly within these four walls. You'll notice a couple of new faces. Officers Nguyen and Young are joining us from the NCA. Give them every assistance they need. These two cases are clearly linked. The Iraq incident and Foley's murder.
Who's that?
It's all right, it's me.
It's getting worse.
I've got you some morphine.
What else have you got there?
More dressings, antiseptic, scalpel.
What do you want a scalpel for?
For when I need to take out the sutures.
What did she say? Your friend?
Nothing.
What did you say about me?
Just that you're in a bad way. Roll up your sleeve.
And you trust her?
Completely.
What we still don't know is how ELENA Vassalou fits into all this. What's her connection with Webster? And what are her motives?
We're talking to Interpol and the Cypriot police. I'll let you know if we find anything.
Likewise.
Boss, we found the scrambler bike.
Where?
Gravel pits off Galton Marsh. Dredgers pulled it up in the early hours of this morning.
Where is it now?
With forensics.
Have you got a number?
06 plate, Bristol area.
And you've run it through the PNC?
Nothing.
What do you mean?
There's no registration details. Complete blank.
How's that possible?
It's been erased. There's no other explanation.
Who has access to the system?
Officially, the PNCs, administrators within the various key organisations.
Namely?
Amongst others, the regional forces, security services, MI5, MI6, defence intelligence and the MOD.
If Haynes is behind all this, then it's more than likely he's being protected by one of them.
Or factions within.
And they're certainly not going to make things easy for us.
You look dreadful.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Seriously.
What's the latest on Tomo?
Still watching his flat and monitoring his calls.
Anything?
Not in the last 24 hours, except for a pizza delivery. He's not moved.
All right. I want to know if he so much as farts.
Why don't we just bring him in?
We've nothing that puts him at the scene of either crime. We need hard evidence.
He called Haynes minutes after you questioned him. Isn't that enough to be going on with?
Circumstantial. The CPS would knock it straight back into our court.
Why would he phone him if he wasn't involved somehow?
Any luck with the airport?
We're checking CCTV in the terminal to see where Haynes went after disembarking. He'll be there somewhere.
Needle in a haystack.
Go home. Get some shut-eye.
Alice? Alice? Where have you been?
I told you.
And I told you you weren't to stay out.
Oh, what difference does it make? You weren't here.
How do you know?
I saw you get out of a taxi just now.
That's not the point. You're too young.
Yeah, well, maybe I've grown up a bit since you last saw me. It has been a while.
You're going to need to hurry up. You'll be late for school.
We've got a day off.
What?
Teacher training. I told you. By the way, some woman rang.
Who?
Lisa, something. Said she couldn't get through to your mobile. Is that where you've been?
Don't be stupid.
So what if it is? Do you mind? I'm trying to get changed.
Is this what this is about?
What do you mean?
You behaving like this?
I'm just trying to get on with it. What else am I meant to do?
And you think this is what she'd want?
What's it matter? She's not around anymore.
Where are you going now?
Town.
To do what?
Hang out. We're allowed to have fun, you know.
Alice! Sue?
Just heard from Schiphol, Amsterdam. The CCTV of Haynes leaving the airport shortly after 2200 hours. It looks like he received a call on his way to the transfer lounge.
The tip-off?
More than likely. He then immediately headed for the exit and got into a taxi.
Then he might still be in the Netherlands.
Possibly.
Get onto border control. Circulate his details to UK airports and ports. He may try another way in. What about his luggage?
We're checking with baggage handling. Might give us something.
All right.
Boss?
What?
I think you better get back here ASAP.
Why? What's happened?
You'll never guess who's just walked in.
Found her at the front desk.
Where is she now?
Interview room 1.
Has she said anything?
Not yet.
Where's Sue?
In the canteen talking to Jolene.
What?
To be honest, I didn't want to disturb them. It looked pretty intense.
All right, I'll deal with it. Any luck with the bike?
Not yet.
Whoever dumped it will have needed transport to get away. See what you can find. Someone may have seen them. Dog walkers, kids. They use that place as a playground.
Boss.
Mia? Have they given you a tea?
I don't want her getting hurt.
ELENA?
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I thought I was helping her. I thought she came to the hospital.
When?
Twice.
What for?
Some antiseptic, a needle, sutures.
And you gave them to her?
For his leg.
Webster's?
I told her he needed proper treatment, but then this morning she came back.
What for?
Morphine. A few other things. I tried to tell her, but she wouldn't listen.
Do you know where they are? A flat or a hostel somewhere?
I've no idea. She's out of her depth. She's gonna get hurt.
It's okay. It's okay. What do you know about Webster?
Only that she needs him.
What for?
I don't want her getting into any trouble. I thought...
Listen, Mia. We believe both ELENA and Webster are in very real danger. We need to find them, urgently.
I don't know where they are.
Whatever you do know, you need to tell us. Now.
All right. All right.
What does she want with Webster? Why's she been tracking him?
He was in the same regiment.
Same regiment as who?
The man who raped her mother.
What?
He and Webster, they were stationed out in Cyprus together.
Her mother was raped?
I promised I wouldn't say. I promised.
When was this?
I don't remember exactly. Early 90s? No. 95, it must have been.
The year ELENA was born.
There's nothing more you can do.
I've already given you more morphine than I should.
There must be something else.
What about cards?
You're not serious.
To take your mind off it, there's a pack in the corner.
It's gonna take more than a game of cards.
That's all there is.
You'll wipe the floor with me. What do you want to play? Rummy, blackjack, poker?
You'll have to teach me.
You're joking.
The only game I know is Snap. I used to play with my mother.
You never did tell me about her.
She always let me win.
She must have loved you.
There.
I guess it can't make me feel any worse.
She's looking for her father.
That's why she took the job.
At the Beresford. But why?
She thought Webster might know where he was, might still be in touch.
But you said her father was dead. Asbestosis, that's what you told us before.
And he is. I mean, he wasn't a real father. Her mother never told her.
So how did ELENA find out?
Her aunt told her what happened. After her mother died, she was the only one who knew.
Why even tell her? Why hurt her more?
ELENA was distraught, completely torn apart.
I'm surprised. Something like that.
She was trying to explain things. Her mother's depression, the suicide.
She thought it was her fault.
She always felt like she resented her somehow. It all came out after the funeral. That and the watch.
What watch?
He must have dropped it.
Who?
On the night of the rape.
The rapist?
Her mother found it the next morning and threw it in the sea.
He left a watch?
That's how ELENA knows.
Knows what?
His initials.
What?
They were engraved on the back.
Did she tell you what they were?
I don't know. I can't remember. She was crying.
Mia, this is important.
Awful.
You need to think. Try.
C. Something.
We used to play all the time in the mess.
Who?
Me, Tomo, Max.
Charlie?
Like you say, helps to take your mind off things.
What things?
The sights, smells, bodies left rotting in ditches, gymnasiums full of Muslim girls.
Where was this?
Bosnia. And they wonder why we're messed up.
Charlie too?
The whole lot of us. One way or another. Twist.
How did he find out?
Find out what?
About the case.
Charlie knows everyone. Someone would have got wind of it, told him. Bust.
And now he's out to kill you.
I told you to get away. I tried to warn you. You wouldn't listen. It's me that he wants. It's got nothing to do with you.
It's horrific. And she never told anyone.
Except her sister, the aunt. She carried the secret all her life. Imagine.
It doesn't surprise me.
Why?
We've just had this through from the Cypriot police. Bernie, can you get it on the big screen?
Mom.
Who's this?
Vasilou's grandfather. He was a prominent member of the EOKA in the 1950s.
The Nationalist Freedom Fighters.
He fought with Grigoris Aksentiu.
Why do I know that name?
He was killed by British soldiers in 57, now something of a national hero. Had she revealed who the father was...
She'd have been ostracised.
Completely. And as a member of the Greek Orthodox Church. An abortion would have been out of the question. She was caught between a rock and a hard place.
No wonder it affected her mental health.
Did Mia know how ELENA got Webster's name?
There was a photo of the regiment in one of the soldiers' pubs in town. The Union Jack. Webster was one of the few the landlord knew by name.
How come?
He was a United fan. When Webster got back to the UK, he sent him a shirt, apparently, as a gift. When ELENA started asking around, he remembered him. Tanner?
One of the security staff at the gravel pit saw a red van the day after the Glenmead Estate shooting.
Did they get a number?
It's a hire vehicle. We've checked with the company. It's on a 12-month lease to Westfield Recruitment Limited in Oldham.
Who were they?
Here's the thing. Company House lists Westfield as being owned by Burstock Security.
All right. Find out who was driving.
Sounds promising.
Another step closer to Haynes.
Tickets and passports, please. Thank you. Did you pack your bags yourself?
Yes.
Thank you. Gate 14, boarding in 1 hour.
What's the news on the van?
We've traced the route it would have taken from Oldham to the gravel pits, and we found CCTV footage from the forecourt of Failsworth filling station.
When was this?
The night after the shooting. My guess is the gunman stashed the bike in a lockup or somewhere for the night, let things cool down, then dumped it the next day. DCI's team are checking the footage now.
Show me.
Boss?
Anything from Schiphol on Haynes' luggage?
Just a suitcase full of clothes. Still checking passenger lists with the airlines. The Coast Guard too. We know he has a yacht. There's a chance he might try coming in by boat.
All right.
In here.
So what have we got so far, Hale?
22:38 hours, the van pulls onto the forecourt. Driver gets out.
He's wearing a hoodie.
Fills up with petrol and then leaves frame.
Presumably to pay.
Can we go in any closer on the van?
I can try.
What's that?
What?
Looks like the tailgate's open slightly.
Tied with string.
Keep going. There.
Bike wheel.
He's got it in the back. Are there any other cameras?
A couple in the kiosk, hang on.
There he is at the back of the shop.
It's not a great angle.
That's it.
There should be a third camera, we just need to spool forward to match the time code. Here we go.
That's him.
Approaching the counter.
Looks up at the cigarettes.
Wait. Pause it.
There's a surprise.
Tomo.
Obviously still working for Haynes.
Let's bring him in.
Police! Don't move! Stay where you are!
Graham Thomas, I'm arresting you on suspicion of attempted murder. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defense.
Make a phone call.
Of course you do. Bet you've got him on speed dial. Search the place, top and bottom.
Hello again.
You? This is DS Kelly, who I believe you've met already.
A bleeding busy.
I'm surprised you remember me. You'd had a few. This is duty solicitor.
Mr. Hepplewhite. Hang on a minute.
We've waited as long as we can. The time is 14:07. Those present in the room, DS Kelly, DCI Stone, Mr. Hepplewhite, and Graham Thomas.
I want me own brief. Look, there'll be someone coming.
Doesn't look like it, I'm afraid.
Is that what you thought? That he'd bail you out?
Seems you've been abandoned, Tomo.
No.
Cut loose, hung out to dry.
And after everything you've done for him as well.
How does that feel?
I don't know who you're talking about.
No? Charlie Haynes. You called him after our last visit.
No.
We have access to your communication history.
Did he order you to kill David Webster?
Mom,
Yes.
Haynes has just landed. Flight ZR 347 from Brussels.
All right. Keep visuals on him. We can't afford to lose him again.
Where were you on Wednesday night?
In bed?
Can anyone verify that?
Yeah. Claudia Schiffer.
We'll take that as a no, then.
We have CCTV footage of you driving a van with a motorbike in the back. The same motorbike that was seen driving away from the Glenmead estate following the attempted murder of David Webster.
How do you explain that?
I didn't know it was there, did I?
You didn't look in the back of the van?
No.
And you expect us to believe that?
Believe what you want, it's the truth.
So what were you doing?
When?
In the van.
Driving. I'm a driver. It's what I do.
For Maxwell Foley Solutions?
For whoever.
Westfield Recruitment?
Sometimes.
And what do they do?
Recruit.
Dirt bike riders?
Hey?
Where were you taking it?
I wasn't taking it anywhere. How many more times do I have to tell you?
It's with forensics at the moment. The bike. What's the betting your prints will be all over it? If I were you, Tomo, I'd make life easier for myself and start cooperating.
Boss?
What is it?
The NCA have just informed us Haynes flew into Leeds Bradford an hour ago.
Where is he now?
Heading west on the M62. He's driving himself, Silver Beamer. They're tracking him at traffic control.
All right, let's go.
What about Tomo?
Send DC HALE in to sit with Sue.
What's he like?
Who?
Charlie Haynes. What sort of a man is he?
Ruthless. If he wants something, he gets it. And God help anyone who gets in his way.
What about family? Is he married?
Used to be. I've no idea if they're still together.
Kids?
A daughter. Same age as Sophie.
I wonder if she has any idea what he's really like.
I doubt it. Or if she did, she'd disown him. I feel dizzy.
It's the morphine. Why don't you lie down for a bit? Here, use this as a pillow.
You'd make a good nurse, you know that.
I used to think so.
Yes, Kelly. We found this.
Where?
They've only just finished searching his room. It was hidden in the roof cavity.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
So is that it? Now your boyfriend's gone. Can I go?
I'm afraid not. Recognise this?
Can't say I do.
Standard Army issue, Glock 17. The same model used in the attempted murder of David Webster.
As used by thousands of servicemen and women. Yeah, mustn't forget the women.
Forensics haven't had time yet to establish whether the shells found at the scene of the crime were fired from this particular pistol, but they will. I've no doubt about that. I've no doubt either that they'll find your prints all over it. So the question is now not whether you tried to murder David Webster, but whether you were acting alone.
No comment.
You might want to take advice on that.
A&PR cameras have just picked up Haynes' car passing Junction 9.
Then he's heading for Liverpool.
We're going the wrong way.
Shit! What's he want in Liverpool?
His priority will be to track down Webster.
In which case he'll try talking to Webster's ex.
It has to be her. You can turn around up here.
Hello?
Heather, it's DCI John Stone. Where are you?
At home. Why? In the garden?
I want you to listen to me. I want you to go back inside the house straight away. I want you to lock the doors and windows and don't answer to anyone. Is that clear?
What's going on?
Please, just do as I say.
What's happened?
I'll explain when I see you. We're not far away.
Hello.
Yes, mate.
I'm looking for Sophie Webster.
Up in the bouldering room, 3rd floor.
Great, thank you.
Now, I'm not going to waste time going over details we're both familiar with. What I'm interested in is, who do you think's going to take the rap for this? Because from where I'm sitting, you're looking at anything between 7 years and life imprisonment.
You get used to it.
Do you think he'd do the same for you, if he were in your shoes?
I don't know what you mean.
Charlie Haynes. Do you think he'd keep quiet?
I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me he likes his creature comforts too much. You're dispensable, bottom of the food chain.
It's not like that.
No? I suppose you see it as loyalty. They're big on that in the army, I know. But where is he now, Tomo? He's got friends in high places, people looking out for him. I don't need to tell you that. But I can't see anyone looking out for you right now. He couldn't even be bothered to send his brief. So I'll ask you again, was it Haynes who sent you to kill Corporal David Webster?
I want a deal.
Sophie!
Hey.
Oh, impressive.
Thanks.
You don't recognise me, do you?
Should I?
Charlie, an old army pal of your dad's.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. The last time I saw you, you'd have been barely high enough to reach that first hold.
I don't remember.
He said you were into climbing.
Dad?
We used to do a fair bit together when we were in training. He was far better than I was. Used to have to haul me up after him.
How did you find me?
How'd you find anybody these days? Huh? Social media.
Right.
Yeah, you're all over it. Bit of a champion climber. Look, I know your dad's in trouble. He told me the whole witness protection thing.
What do you know about that?
That he's in danger. There are people trying to stop him from testifying.
You were one of the ones in the photo. The 3 Musketeers.
Ah, that's right. We always said that if ever one of us needed help, we'd be there for each other, no question. So I am here.
How come it's taking you so long?
Well, I've been abroad, but I'm back now. The only problem is, I don't know where he is.
Heather! It's DCI Stone.
What the hell's going on?
I take it no one's been.
No, as soon as you rang, I came inside and did what you said. I can't get hold of Sophie, though.
Sophie?
She's climbing.
Shit.
What's going on?
We believe David is in imminent danger.
From who?
Charles Haynes.
Charlie, why would you want to hurt Dave?
He's the reason David's on witness protection. Ring Sophie.
What are you talking about?
We need to warn her. Well, you know what it's like. If you're not careful, you lose touch.
Oh, sorry, 1 sec. Hey, what are you doing? Give it me back?
Shut up. Move it.
What the hell?
Where's your father?
Let go of me!
Get in the car.
You hurt my arm. Let go of me.
Another sound, and I'm gonna blow your head off. Now shut it.
She's not answering.
According to the bloke on the desk, she left 10 minutes ago with a man. Sounds like Haynes.
Who's tailing him?
NCA. They've lost him. He gave him the slip before he got to the climbing wall.
Sophie's got her phone, right?
Yes, definitely.
So we can track it.
Do as I say, and you won't get hurt. Now for the last time, ladies.
There's a derelict hotel off Coburn Street, Salford.
Good girl.
What do you want with him?
Who's he with?
What?
The girl. Who is she?
I don't know. He didn't say.
What are you doing?
What?
Looking in my bag.
You must have a number.
A number?
For Haynes.
Why would I have his number?
Or an old address.
Why are you so interested in him?
Tomo's. Maybe he'd know.
I haven't seen either of them in years. What's going on?
We've got a signal.
Where are they?
Heading east on the A580. Left at this roundabout.
On the way.
Control, do you read? Over.
Loud and clear.
In pursuit of vehicle. Approaching St. Helens.
Roger that. We're calling in air support. Right. Tactical firearms are standing by. We think he may be armed.
We're gaining on them. Left at the top. Is he taking us to Webster? It has to be. Oh, lights are against us. Watch out! Are you okay? Shoulder. Move over. All right! All right!
Airpass 21 to control, over. Control to Airpass 21. Reading you loud and clear, over.
We have visuals on the target BMW, over.
We're heading east on Gowan Road. We've still got a signal. Looks like they've stopped.
Air support has a fix on the car. Intersection of Violent Way and Coburn Street. Near to the railway line.
Hold on.
Can you hear me?
We're almost there. We're gonna need a paramedic. DS Tanner needs medical attention.
Roger that. Firearm officers are on their way. On no account should you approach Haynes on your own. Is that clear?
You're breaking up again.
Do not approach. I repeat, do not approach.
Out.
Please.
Where are they?
They're in the cellar.
All right. Move.
No.
Move it. Move.
I can't see.
Keep going.
You were control. Firearms are on the way.
He's got Sophie. What do we tell Heather? That we stood by and did nothing?
He's armed.
All the more reason. I know what I'd do if it was Alice.
Boss!
Stay here and wait there.
Someone's coming.
Sophie!
All right, Webbo. What the hell? Surprise. What's going on? Just let her go. Stay where you are. Don't move. What do you want? What do you think I want? You've been causing a lot of trouble. Listen, shut up. I don't want excuses. If it had been up to me, you wouldn't even be here now, but Max thought he could talk you round. Clearly he was wrong.
You're Charlie Haynes.
Who the hell's she?
She's no one. She's got nothing to do with
Get back. All right. It's not just me you're shafting. There's others too. People with a lot to lose.
They were children, Charlie. Just children.
You think what happened was any different to what the Americans or Al-Qaeda were doing? They were all at it. Torture, decapitations, and they got away with it most of the time.
Doesn't make it right.
So what did they promise you? Nice little cottage somewhere with roses round the door, a new life. You don't seriously believe that shit, do you? Whatever happened, I would have found you.
Look, this is just between you and me. Sophie's got nothing to do with
this. So much as set foot in that courtroom, you will never see her again. Is that understood?
Please.
Now, I suggest that you go and see your friends at the NCA. You tell them you've changed your mind.
Let her go.
You keep out of this. We're going now. I'll release her when I hear that you've withdrawn from the case.
No, wait.
Get back.
Please! Police! Stay where you are!
Hands above your head, now!
Whoa. Easy. Easy. There are firearms officers surrounding this building. If you go out there now brandishing that thing, I can't be held responsible for what might happen to you.
You're lying.
Listen! Now give me the gun.
You're forgetting. I've got hair.
We know what happened. Your friend Tomo has told us everything.
I don't believe you.
It's over. We know you sent Foley to deal with Webster, and when that didn't work, you sent Tomo.
If anyone so much as sets foot in here, then she is dead. Is that clear? Call them now.
Okay.
Whoa. Steady.
I'm just getting it out of my pocket.
Slowly.
There we go.
Now tell them to stand down.
This is DCI Stone.
John, where are you? What's going on?
We have a hostage situation.
Tell them to stand down now.
How many of you are there?
Stand down. I repeat, stand down.
Give it here.
All right. Now I want you to do something for me. I want you to let Sophie go.
That's not how it works. I say what happens. Now you get over there. Move.
She's got nothing to do with this.
She's my insurance.
Then how about we swap places? You let her go and take me instead.
Why would I want to do that? Webbo doesn't give a toss about you, isn't that right? Mate.
Please.
This isn't just about Iraq anymore. Things have moved on. It's more complicated now.
Yeah, you're telling me.
What we want is a peaceful resolution. We need to try and talk things through.
It's very good. Very good. Textbook, in fact. First stage of hostage negotiation.
I'm listening, Charlie.
Of course you are. I'm pointing a gun at you. So what's next? Empathy? Huh? You tell me you understand that I'm supposed to feel better. It doesn't work like that, though, does it, Webbo? Not after the things we've seen.
It's over, Charlie. Give him your gun.
So, what's next? Slow it all down. Focus on the outcome.
What do you want to happen?
It doesn't matter what I want. I've seen too many of these scenarios. Journalists, aid workers. It's never going to be pretty.
What happened?
A truck came out of nowhere.
What's the damage?
Dislocated shoulder.
How did you get here?
He drove.
Serious?
Like a bat out of hell.
And I guess he's conquered that fear.
Right, ready? This is gonna hurt. 1, 2. You really do need to come with us now.
Go without the boss.
Firearms unit has pulled back. Do we know how many are down there?
5 of them. John, Charlie Haynes, David Webster, his daughter Sophie, and ELENA Vassalou.
Have you re-established contact? It's not popping up. We're working on getting a microphone in there to hear what's going on. What about Webster's ex?
He's being kept informed.
The trouble is, Haynes has got nothing to lose.
It makes him even more dangerous.
Our only hope is that he's willing to bargain. With what? Names. Whoever's pulling the strings.
They'll want to know your demands. Set up a dialogue.
There's nothing to talk about. You're right. It's a bloody mess.
We can still sort it out, Charlie. It's not too late. We need to make sure everyone leaves here safely, that no one gets hurt. You want that, don't you? If you cooperate...
Quiet. I need to think.
You were in Cyprus.
What?
2 weeks training after the Balkans.
What's Cyprus got to do with this?
Okay. Why don't we get them back on the phone? Start a dialogue.
Have you been blathering to her as well, Webble?
No.
What's she talking about?
I don't know. All right. Let's try and stay calm.
I was born in Larnaca.
Yeah, good for you now. Shut it.
You're not interested?
Why should I be?
My name is ELENA Vasilou.
ELENA, please.
You say it like I should know you.
My mother's name was Maria.
I have no idea what you are talking about.
She died last year.
We could use Sophie's phone.
Overdose on antidepressants.
Yeah, well, I'm very sorry to hear that.
Oh, really?
Why wouldn't I be?
You tell me.
What?
Maybe you're relieved.
Oh, why would I be relieved?
She can't accuse anyone.
Let me call them, please.
Be quiet.
You can tell them what you want.
Accuse anyone of what?
23 years she suffered.
ELENA.
The guilt, it was always there.
ELENA.
For something that wasn't her fault. Admit it.
Admit what?
ELENA, please.
What you did.
It's just some kind of joke.
No joke. This is what hurt.
ELENA.
Wait for my command.
Standing by.
You raped her.
Cut me, you crazy bitch. Get out of the way.
No. You'll have to shoot me first.
You've no idea what you did to her. The pain you
I
caused.
don't know what you're talking about.
Then how do you explain the watch?
What watch?
That
What?
you left behind engraved with your initials.
Not mine.
C.H.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Lying. Same regiment.
ELENA, please. Just give me the scalp.
Wait a minute. Hang on. I did have a watch, yeah, you're right. But I lost it.
And my mother found it.
No. In a card game.
What?
I put it on as a bet. You remember, Webbo?
No.
You won it.
What?
Tell her, you won the bet.
Is this true? Dad?
No, wait, no. It wasn't like that, I swear.
Oh my God.
I didn't rape anyone. I wouldn't.
It was you.
She agreed. It's what she wanted.
She had scratches all over, bruises.
We'd been drinking. We were drunk.
Why would she make it up?
No, I don't know.
ELENA, please.
How could you?
No, I didn't.
You just left her.
I didn't know she was pregnant. I promised I didn't know.
I'm gonna be sick.
Oh, Sophie, you have to believe me.
And now you have your own family.
I didn't know.
You knew exactly what you were doing. Let go of me!
Stop struggling.
Because of you, she took her own life.
No, Sophie, please, don't listen.
Let go.
Don't listen.
Go.
Warning you.
No, Sophie. No, please.
Give me the gun.
Stay back.
Believe me.
Get down! Everyone down! Put your weapons elsewhere, I can see them! Get on the floor!
He didn't even make it to the operating table.
I should have gone in sooner.
Single gunshot wound to the left side of the chest, penetrating injury on the anterolateral side of the pulmonary artery trunk, with exit wound on the posterior wall of the right pulmonary artery. He would have lost consciousness almost straight away.
Boss?
Where is she?
Interview room 2. We're waiting.
How's Sophie?
She's with her mother.
Can I see her?
I'm not sure that's a good idea. Not yet, anyway.
I never even thought. I don't know what I thought. But it wasn't this.
No.
Tell us what happened at the Beresford.
I found them arguing.
Webster and Foley.
Yes.
What were they arguing about?
The investigation. Not that I know.
Take your time.
Foley was telling him he shouldn't do it. He was angry, but pushing him. I tried to intervene. I grabbed hold of his jacket. He must have lost his balance. He fell back and hit his head.
On the concrete pillow?
Yes.
And that was it?
1 minute he was alive. I hardly touched him.
So Webster paid ASADI QADIR to take him to the 6th floor.
We knew there were no cameras there. No one would see.
And made it look like suicide.
Tried.
Why get involved? Why not just walk away?
I needed him.
Webster?
Yes.
To lead you to Haynes.
I wanted justice. Is that so wrong?
How is she?
Still in shock.
And Haynes?
He's been charged with Webster's murder.
Good luck with that.
What do you mean?
You've seen what they're capable of. No matter what, they'll look after their own.
I was there. I saw what happened.
Accidental death, involuntary manslaughter. His defence will dress it up any which way. And they'll hire the best. You can be sure of that. He'll get a couple of years at most, then he'll be back doing what he does best, propping up despotic regimes.
What about your investigation?
They're closing it down.
What?
I'm being replaced.
I don't understand. Why pull it now?
They obviously didn't think we'd get this far.
But too much is known. The facts are out.
Webster's dead. No one else is going to take to the witness stand. They've won, John. Again.
So, am I taking the suit back or not?
What?
I saw you talking to Jolene earlier.
Yeah.
Well?
I'd hang on to it for a bit.
So does that mean the wedding's back on?
We'll see.
Oh, Mike.
Alice, what are you doing here? Careful.
I heard about the crash. Where's Dad?
Alice?
Oh, God, I thought you might have been hurt.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I didn't want you to think that I don't care anymore. I think about her all the time.
Same.
I had a dream about her the other night. That she was hugging me and I felt so warm, and then I woke up and I had my arms wrapped around myself. And it made me realise that she's still here, a part of us.
Yes.
Dad, no matter what we do or who we meet, she'll always be here, and she'd want us to be happy, wouldn't she?
Of course she would. Come on. I'll drive you home.
In Stone, DCI Stone was played by Hugo Speer, D.I. Tanner by Craig Cheetham, and D.S. Kelly by Deborah McAndrew. ELENA was Lizzie Stavrou, Dave Webster, Jason Doan, Lisa and Heather, Emma Cunniff, and Sophie, Sasha Parkinson. Charlie Haynes was Simon Trinder, Tomo, William Fox, Mia, Nadia Imam, and Alice, Millie Gibson. Stone was created by Danny Brocklehurst. It was written by Richard Monks and directed by Nadia Molinari. A BBC Radio Drama North production.